have a guy for this
Yeah.
who
Someday.
will be like, all right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the theme song starts with do 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 do.
Life is like a hurricane.
Anyway, we are live.
Earth.
Anyway, we are
Are
live,
we?
at least on Mixer.
Are we?
We are. I have it up right now. Anyway, so
Hello, mixed friends.
hello, mixed friends. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 42 of Fall as They May. I would like to apologize in advance. As the end of last stream, I had promised that I'd be working on some maps for the favorite view's house, but then I realized that Roll20 is terrible
Mm-hmm.
Don't
if
start.
you don't buy any assets.
It's a beautiful service.
Yeah.
No, it's awful. Anyway,
Like, as long as you have like lines and stuff,
yeah.
it's a theater of imagination, man.
So I've got a thing here which we'll be going over as the favorite few explore the house.
Oh boy.
Anyway, so last we left off. Are we are live on Twitch too?
Yeah.
Good.
I hope so.
Anyway, all right. So last we left off, the favored few, having managed to get a hold of an individual by the name of Xander, did a quick interrogation. Did an interrogation with him over a couple of days, and learned a bit more about the Rome organization, what they had come here to do, and just generally what they were involved in over the course of the last 10 years. Xander, after talking to a few members, said that with his knowledge of knowing the Erupt had been coming back, he was willing to put his lot in with the Empire, at least temporarily, to assist in getting rid of the Erupt and stopping the same thing that happened to his world from happening to this time. Gu was resurrected, brought back after seeing his family, and managed to hold himself back from attempting to beat the face in of Xander, though in 3 levels of exhaustion. We'll see what happens. The favorite few got some supplies together, made their way back to Arcala, where they were greeted to a fanfare and applause by the entire courtroom of the palace, and the Emperor extended his most sincere thanks for their assistance in the defense of Arcala, naming them heroes to the Empire, and awarding them with a rather sizable manor, as well as 50,000 gold pieces for their troubles. Flanar himself was even offered a position alongside General Shattershell to help conduct future military operations across the continent. The favored few made their way into a carriage after departing the palace, made their way to the front door of their manor, along with a couple of servants, and that is where we left off. So, as you guys arrive to the front, who would like to do the honors of opening the door?
Me.
So Ophelia kind of bursts forward and goes and grabs the door handle and pushes the door open. And I have all of my descriptions on my phone because a good GM keeps notes close at hand and absolutely doesn't work on them during his lunch break at work. Why do you ask?
Doesn't sound suspicious at all.
I know the feeling.
All right, so opening the door itself, you are greeted to a beautiful redwood interior. The actual foyer itself is moderately sized, but rather open, except for a very beautiful brown carpet with a coiled over here. I'm losing everything. I woke up like 30 minutes ago. Give me a second to warm up here. With a coiled gold trim around it. You can see that there are a number of different tables that are set up along the sides of the actual foyer itself, and 3 doors that lead out. One to your left, one to your right, and one just a little ways underneath the staircase, which itself is decorated with beautiful filigree along each step as it begins its ascent up, and a silvered banister that winds its way from the floor all the way up into the second floor. Which area would you guys like to go to first?
real quick,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna spend like maybe 30 seconds just running up and down the stairs.
All right, so Ezreal just kind of just starts running up and down the stairs happily.
Israel, are you okay?
I'm absolutely fine, thank you.
Malak just makes his way to the basement.
You don't know where the basement is at this at standing.
Just gonna start
Look
opening
around.
doors till I find a staircase down.
All right, you going to the front door? Are you going to the door underneath the staircase? Or are you going to the right-hand door or the left-hand door?
We'll go to the one by the staircase.
All right, so you go ahead and as you open that door, you are greeted to a lush and lavish living area, fully furnished with a series of comfortably made chairs, a large central table that serves as the centerpiece to the room with different flowers and carvings of different animals that seem to decorate the outer layer of the actual living space itself. There's a large fireplace off to the far left-hand side, above which sits a very, very large window that gives a brilliant view out into the streets. You can see that there are a number of different, very, very tall windows with different railings along the side that have very decorative red drapes that seem to complement the actual redwood interior of the living room. And as you kind of look out one of these, you can see what looks like a very spacious backyard area with areas that may have once been used for gardens, but now have been completely dug out and have left still nice, but just patches of dirt that are in the back that make up most of the garden area of the backyard.
Yeah, this is too fancy for me already.
You can see from this room, also along the left side, there is another doorway that seems to open back into the rest of the house.
Sure, I'll go that way.
All right, so you guys, is anybody following Volok?
I'll follow.
Oh,
I
I'm
guess.
gonna be. I'm gonna try the door to the right.
All right, so as you guys are kind of making your way through the furnished living room, you go to the right, Flanar, and as you open the door, you are met with a beautiful dark oaken table, placed in the center with chairs along its side that are emblazoned with the Empire symbol. Along the sides are fairly open, actually, except for two windows that seem to just be more for the light and ambiance of the room. You can see that there is a door to the north of the chamber, and it quickly becomes known to you that this is more than likely the dining room as you're passing your way through.
And next door up, probably the kitchen, and I'll go to there.
Simple enough. As you open it, it is a stocked kitchen, currently that has has different sets of basic cooking supplies, pots, some plates, you can see that there is a central chamber where there's firewood set up, seemingly just ready to go when you are ready to begin cooking with it. And one thing that catches your eye is, as opposed to just the beautiful countertops and tables in here, is there is a large chest that is set up in the corner that has what looks like this blue metal that seems to work its way around, and a lock on the front of it. You can see it's currently unlocked, but there is an actual central lock to this chest.
Can I determine what type of chest this is?
Make me an Arcana check.
Because that ranger that doesn't understand how magic works, he'll get to the bottom of that, no problem. Not bad.
Easy enough to discern as you kind of go over to it and begin inspecting it. As you kind of rest your hand across the top, you feel that the chest itself is cold to the touch. And as you kind of start finagling with it, you open it and you feel this burst of cold come over you, as well as there's a number of different food items, perishable items that are rested in this chest, and this is a chest of preserving. It allows food to stay inside indefinitely.
We got a fridge.
Yay!
Yay.
The rest of you, as you are pushing on, Ezra, are you still just running up and down the staircase, or have
Well,
you
I was only doing it for
All
a
right,
second.
so
I'm
you
gonna...
go ahead and rejoin the others, and as you make your way through the next door and open it, you find yourselves in what looks like a den, or what could very easily pass for a study. It holds several bookshelves, which are currently empty. Seemingly, the Empire wanted to give you some sort of leniency with how you wanted to go about your literature. You can see a large writing desk that is set up on the northern side of the wall, very close to the entrance where you come into. You can see that there's a sitting area that is more around the center with a very, very small dark oaken table that rests in the middle, and another one of those nice dark brown rugs with coiled trim. You can see that there is another entryway that seemingly leads to the outside of the building. And there's these very nice tapestries that seem to go along, just very plain colored tapestries that just seem to give life to the area around you. And there's two windows that seem to lead on the outside, and as you look out those windows, they're on the same side as that other entryway, and you can see that there's an awning on the outside with a few different chairs that are set up, a small table, possibly for teas, or any sort of drinks that you would have out there that just lead out into, that seem to give not only a great view of the street, but an actual view of the houses lining about 3 or 4 next to you. And each of these doors do come with a lock on them. They're not just leaving your house open. But yeah, this is what you find as you guys explore the bottom floor.
Wow.
Valak,
This is going to be...
Valak, as you're looking out, you can see that there is actually what appears to be a set of doors attached to the side of the building that seem to go in a descent.
That's where I'm heading.
All right, so Valak,
And going through here, didn't you say that I seen some like mounted animals?
as you kind of look through, you start to see that there are actually a few heads of different boars, some deers. Nothing like extravagant, nothing like super extravagant, but little decorative pieces here and there.
I'm gonna grab one of each.
All right, so you see Valak kind of just start going over to the walls and start taking these animal heads off the walls.
As soon as I find my room, these are going in there.
Please. That's fine. Thank you. Kind
The
of
other ones
tacky.
can stay right here.
Alrighty. So Valak is making his way outside currently, and I assume the rest of you are making your way up to the second floor.
In floor.
All right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go say hi to the neighbors.
You're gonna say hi to, are you gonna go say hi to the neighbors?
Sure. No.
No.
Fuck no.
All right. So, Valak, we'll start with you because it's easy enough to get to the basement from where you are. You make your way over to the basement, moving over to the map. Making your way down into the basement, it is unlit in here, although you can see that there are torch sconces that kind of litter the basement that could be lit in order to give some feel to the actual, in order to give some light to the room. Looking about at a quick glance, leaving the doors open so you have some semblance of light coming in, you can see that there is a wine wall that is set up on the northern side, a large one that's mostly empty, save for about 9 or 10 different bottles of wines. Go ahead and make me an intelligence roll.
19.
19. Taking them apart, you kind of pull one of the bottles off, and you can see it has a pretty... It seems like it had been... almost like it'd been drank out of before, which is immediately like oh god, it's a turnoff. And then as you kind of pull the cork off and sniff it, you start to realize that it wasn't drunk out of before. It was deliberately kept at half because just the aroma and smell that you get from this bottle is pungent. You get the sense this is probably a very, very, very old wine.
That means Valak could get drunk quick.
Um,
Yeah,
overall,
take
the basement
that.
area is mostly empty. You can see that there are a few cobwebs that kind of litter the corners of it. But you do make out that there is another smaller area smaller room that seems to protrude out. And as you open it, you can see that it appears to be a storage room. There are some shelves that are protruding out the sides. Again, currently unstocked. But it is really just a very open area for you to play around with.
Oh, nice. I'm just gonna go take one of the heads and sort of just lean it up against the cask.
All right.
Put the other one on a shelf.
You kind of just begin kind of making the basement look a little bit more homey to you.
I
But
just
it-
need some bones down here to make it real homey.
Oh man, well the lock has claimed
A basement.
the basement. All right, so you guys ascend to the second floor. For the rest of you, immediately you come into a very very nice entry hall. The actual hall itself is barren, except for a large window on the side that just gives a bit of natural light to the room. Definitely a lot of room for customizability, as there is only one actual table in here, a very small table that has a set of flowers set up on it. Making your way through, you start to realize that the Empire did do a job of giving you a lot of customizability with this. They definitely made sure a lot of the necessities were put in, but it's mostly up to your discretion how you want to go about decorating and designing this manor. But you see that there are two doors to the north, and there's a door to the east and a door to the west. Sorry, east west.
The only thing I was gonna ask is do I see any staircases to get up inside the house from
There
down
is
here?
not. This is very much a secluded area off of the house.
Okay.
It's almost basically it's like having a storm cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the east.
You're going to the east. Okay, so east west. Okay, so as you go ahead and push on to the east, you open the door, and the entire room is open. There's no furnishing in this room except for a staircase that seems to take you up towards the third floor. And you see those stained windows that you had seen from the outside. You get the sense, kind of looking at how they were designed and crafted, and the fact that there are other windows in here that serve a more functional purpose as opposed to a decorative purpose. Whoever the previous owner of this manor was is probably the one who put these windows in, and it's possible with some time you could either keep them or have them removed, though it would cost in money for the renovations to be done.
What's exactly on them? Or is it just patterns?
Looking about, you're not too familiar with how the Empire runs, but at least in this room, you start to see it's very symbolic depictions of the Empire's rise. It starts with a single elven man, which you can quickly start to discern is the Emperor, beginning to rouse the people to his cause in the different towns. As it kind of pushes through, it tells this story about how the Emperor had to overcome the different mayors of the land, seemingly either through negotiation or through force, managing to gather the people that he could to begin building his empire. It starts to talk about, as you kind of make your way through at least this room, it starts to talk about the hardships that he faced, having to combat the early stages of the Brotherhood and the Daywalkers, as they were trying to put an end to his reign before it would even begin. But that's mostly what you get out of this room.
Okay.
Nara's gonna step into the room and take a look at the windows and over to Esrael. Any plans for this room?
Not sure yet. I guess it would be best to see what else we have.
Of course.
Do you want to claim it?
No. In fact, I'm not sure whether or not I'll be staying because of what I've asked.
Right, your promotion.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I know we haven't exactly always seen eye to eye, but you're an excellent teammate. and I'm going to miss you.
Have you heard the concept of the war room?
Warren?
It's a room that is specifically asked to be held in any sort of encampments. A place where battle plans, maps, general strategies are given. My recommendation in this room is that this be your war room, where you and your group can plan and actually come up with something cohesive instead of just running in and doing something stupid.
You don't change for now, do you? Can't let your guard down even for a second.
No.
Look at the Flinar guest suite.
Maybe, if I ever come by. Unless I die out there. Still a chance.
Well, you always have a place with us, if you so desire it.
And even if you don't want to be a part of it, I'll let you know that the Hawk's eyes will be watching out for all of you as well. Sorry. Let's keep checking out this place. I want to make sure that whether or not there's anything out of place or trapped, if there's something untoward that's in here.
Of course.
All right. So where are you guys going to next?
For Fnar, if there's only the staircase going up, he's going to start going up the next.
Well, there
Or
are
if it's-
other doors that come off of the entry hall. It's just that this is the room you guys decided to go into first.
Right, but
Did I see a like?
I would be
portion
heading
of-
to another door.
What?
What was the other doors in the entry hall?
Well, you're coming back up, Volok.
Yeah.
They had made their way up as you were making your way down. So you're currently in the
Okay.
basement, kind of arranging stuff for yourself.
What was that, Chris?
Would I have seen any kind of a gated area out back?
You saw that there is definitely there is a fencing, and there is some different areas where you could have set up a garden. However, again, in the time that it is.
Not. I'll do it later. Not my intention.
Okay. But yes, there
Looking
is.
for
You do
something
actually.
gated to
You do actually.
here.
Yeah, no. You do have a. You do have a fencing around the backyard. It's not like you're open to the entire neighborhood.
Yeah, we do have neighbors,
Yeah,
don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust it. I'll just find a room for Bosco and put him in there.
Anyway,
the
all
Bosco
right.
room.
So, where would you guys like to? So, Flinar, you're just gonna make your way up.
yeah, I'm just going to scout third floor before
Alright.
anyone
Floor,
else.
here we go.
Are you guys all going to the
If
third
if
floor?
everyone else wants to stay on the second floor, that's up to them.
I'm going to the west.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to Ezreal.
All right. So we'll go
Yay.
ahead and do the third floor real quick, and then we'll move back onto you guys. And then Volok, if you'd like to, as you're finishing setting up, you can start making your way back into the house.
Okay.
So as you two make your way up, as Ophelia and Flinar make their way up, you are greeted to what is another foyer, which is weird, as the chamber itself is actually more circular than anything. You see as you come up, there's another staircase that comes up from the opposite side to greet you. You can see that there is 2 central desks in this room, and each of these desks, by the way, have been the same kind of dark oaken desk that just seem to work well with the surrounding redwood. And it looks like there's almost like these frames set up in the walls, seemingly put there deliberately, but they don't hold anything at present. You can see that there is a door to the north, a door to the east, and a door to the west as you make your way into this main chamber.
Well, places where you can put portraits of yourself, if those frames are to say anything. Could never really get the idea of it. Just have to stand still and make yourself so much larger than you really are. Seems stupid to me.
really done it myself. How long does it usually take?
Fuck if I know. But I know some of the richer folk tend to make entire months out of the ordeal. So who the fuck knows? I'm gonna check this door off to the left if you're.
All right. Trying to figure out what's causing my mic to. 1 second.
Technical difficulties.
It's not technical difficulties. It's just like my mic keeps. It keeps like springing, which means it's registering that there's some kind of noise. But I'm not hearing any kind of noise.
It's usually very quiet. It's either picking up stuff from your laptop or it's just.
It might be picking up the subtle fan.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Nothing too big to worry about.
Okay, cool. Anyway. All right, so you're going in the left, or in the east one, or the west one?
I'm heading off to the left.
Okay, so left. So as you open it, you are greeted to a plainly furnished guest room. You can see that there is a single bed set up towards the wall, and there is a small chest set up at the foot of the bed, seemingly for different belongings. And a small wardrobe that is set up in the corner, just as almost like a courtesy to any guest. Like, here you go, you have a small place to keep your clothing if you so desire. And there is a single window here in this room that just gives a bit of light to the room itself, but it's very plainly furnished.
Nothing in the chest, nothing in the closet.
You go check the chest, it's empty. You go check the closet, empty.
Room's clear. All right. So just a bedroom. Good to know.
Ophelia, were you following Clenar, or did you want to break off?
I'll start randomly opening doors and peeking in.
All right, so you're going to the door to the north, or a door to the north? All right, as you open it, you are greeted to a massive room, bigger than even the living room itself, with a stage that is set up along the eastern wall, the eastern wall, along the eastern wall. You can see that this area seems to have served as a theater room at some point. However, the chairs have been removed, and most of the area has been left completely open. There are two large windows along the side with massive drapes that can either be open or shut, right now open, that are just illuminating the brilliance of the room itself. You can see just off to the right there is another, to the northwestern side of the room, that there is a single door that seems to lead off to somewhere. But this is what you see as you enter into this room.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, all right. Why? What's up? Is your laptop about to die?
Yep.
Ask him to use his laptop.
No.
Do it.
No.
Why?
Borrow the other laptop.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to wait. All right. Well, we're gonna have to wait on Luke and Ezreal.
You don't need to wait for nothing.
Can we
Ezreal
just say
and
they're just like running up and down the stairs?
I mean, I only had to ask like 2 questions, so.
It's fine. We'll let them finish exploring the top floor. Where'd you guys like to go now? So, Ophelia, you see that there is a door off to the northwest, and then there was a door to the west back where you came.
So I walk back outside the door, tag it with prestidigitation, property of Ophelia, and walk straight in. So walk back in again. And
Into
go
the
through
theater
north
room?
door. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I leave the room and I see
You see her tag the wall with prestidigitation.
The door itself.
Hold up. What are you tagging? What is that? Another bedroom back there?
Yes.
Would you like to walk in, Flanor?
Do I believe her?
Make an insight check. Cecilia, make a deception roll.
Give me a second. What do I have to be lying about?
That it's not a bedroom.
Try to come back. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, do I believe her?
Yeah, make an insight check. And Ophelia, roll a deception roll.
As soon as this thing loads.
Hello, Luke.
What's
Luke
going on?
Luke just asked to use his laptop. What's the worst he can say?
What is going on?
Oh no, he is gonna do something about it.
Ophelia is lying about what she found in that room. You can tell.
Oh, it's a bedroom, is it?
Hmm?
Absolutely, 100%. You know what? Describe to me what this bedroom looks like. Go on.
It has a bed. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty big.
Hey,
Uh
Luke.
It has a closet.
huh.
It has my name on it.
I like to imagine Flanar is slowly inching his way towards the door as she's giving the description.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything else about this bedroom that is fantastic and mesmerizing as being yours and yours alone?
It has a bathroom.
Do you open the door? Flanar?
I opened the door.
You were greeted to a massive theater room.
Man, this is no bedroom I've ever seen before. Care to explain?
Nope.
All right then. I'm just gonna go ahead and head inside.
All right, so you go into the theater room.
Yep.
Alrighty. So as you go in, you're greeted to the same things. There's a door on the far side, on the northwest.
I want to specifically check what the deal is with this theater room. Does it have lights pointing toward it? Does it have costume area? Does it have?
You notice that a lot of it has been stripped. It seems like during the renovations they just didn't want to remove the stage as it'd be too bulky to remove. But most of the chairs and seats have been taken out. You can see any sort of drawers or any chests that were left behind, that may have been left behind, have been completely emptied.
Hmm. So whoever is the previous owner has interesting history with the arts. Ugh.
He likes to have fun.
Well, that's one way of putting it. The other way of putting it is the guy or gal that had this place had too much time on their hands. Who had this place before, I wonder? I'll go over to the door and I'll head through there.
All right. So as you go over to the door, you find that it's locked.
Locked door, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Got a way of getting in there?
Give me a sec. How small is like the crack like below there?
Standard door crack.
Can I try to polymorph myself into something small enough to go through it?
You can. What would you like to polymorph yourself into?
Summon my true form, a roach.
All right, so you see Ophelia turn into this small little insect.
Actually, no, an ant.
Oh. All right, Ophelia.
Yep.
You start making your way to the door.
Uh-huh.
And as you do so, make an intelligence roll with an ant's intelligence.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So an intelligence roll at -4.
Oh no.
How
Oh,
does-
We're haunted, aren't we?
Let's see. 3 minus 4, so that'd be a -1.
-1. So,
Ugh.
so in true ant fashion, you watch as Ophelia makes her way to the door. As you're kind of watching her, Flanar, as she makes her way to the door, she stops, and you see the antenna kind of start moving. And she just stands there for a good 2 minutes, just seemingly looking around the area.
Can I... This sounds terrible, but can I side kick the ants underneath the door? Like clearly not enough to kill it, but just like shove it.
Roll,
I know.
Pick it up.
roll,
But it's
roll
she. The idea is she wants to go under the door, so
Roll a
try to get it under the
dexterity.
door.
No, fucking
Make
just
me a
like
dexterity
finger
roll
squeeze
for
her down
Nar.
there.
God damn it! Fucking gotcha! Crunch.
I
tap
got
her-
your back.
You tap her on the. You tap her and she's not moving. Tap her again. She's not moving. And you get a little frustrated as you go to tap her harder. You realize you've crushed half her body, and Ophelia springs back into her normal form.
They get in.
You did not.
Why?
What the fuck were you doing?
Okay. I thought I can be an ant, and I thought I could go in there,
Uh huh.
but it didn't
How'd that work out for you?
Not good.
No shit. All right.
Chris is crying.
No, I'm fucking stupefied.
Are you
Why
okay,
would you?
Chris?
Why would you kick an ant?
Because a normal person would bend over, just slide the ant with their hand underneath the door.
She's the weight of a breadcrumb. Not
I
even-
don't care. Under normal circumstances, anyone that sees an ant that's like, oh, ant's got to go somewhere, they're not gonna bend over and pick it up and just drop it over. Whatever.
Fuck, we'll get Hill D to do it.
Oops.
Hildy's dead.
Go these bit.
All right, so ant doesn't work. Do you want to try to do something else? Possibly something that won't go ahead and look at a door for 2 minutes and just sit there.
Another ant.
Not another ant.
Mm, what do I have?
In the meantime, while you guys are figuring this out, we go back to the second floor with Ezreal and Goo.
Ooh, that's me. Hey, Ezreal.
Yeah?
Can I make a special request from you?
What's that?
I'm gonna go back downstairs and start making food. And I want you to take a good look around and pick my bedroom.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. Yeah.
Oh, the trust. All right, so Goo, you make your way back downstairs just as Valak is making his way into the building.
What's up, big man?
Not much. Find anything nice in here?
Just a bunch of lavish rooms that are, lavish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big fucking house. I don't know.
So Ezra, where are you going next?
I guess I'm just gonna keep exploring the second floor for now.
Okay, so which door are you going in? One of the two on the north or
Let's go north.
north? All right, so as you open the door, you find yourself in what looks like a long hallway. There are tables set up once again with different flowers, seemingly just as a welcome. It does smell very nice and floral in here as you guys are exploring. You can see that there are 6 doors in this hallway. 3 on the right-hand side, 2 on the left-hand side, and then 1 to the north.
A lot of doors.
Yeah, and the actual hall itself is, besides the tables, has a long central rug that spans all the way to the other side.
I guess I'm just gonna go in order.
All right, starting with the right or the left?
Starting with the left.
Left. So as you open it, you are greeted to... give me a moment to get back to my notes. You are greeted with a beautifully outfitted master bedroom, with a large king-size bed in its center with lush cotton sheets. You can see that next to the beds is a table with a sizable metal lockbox. There is another room that seems to protrude, that seems to be attached on to this actual master bedroom. You can see a beautiful wardrobe that is set up in the corner, opened and completely empty. And a lot of the room itself just gives off this aura of welcome in some odd way. It's just this big, beautiful open room where really your imagination can do whatever it would like to. And and hanging just behind hanging above and behind the actual king bed itself is a large circular window that gives a gorgeous view of the outside.
It has potential. I'm going to set my pack down on the bed, and then I'm going to go to the next room.
Ezreal has claimed it. Second, next one on the left hand side.
Yep.
This is another master bedroom, smaller, but outfitted with a lot of the same amenities. However, the room that is attached to this one is much more direct with the door that you enter the room from. You see there's actually another door on the far side of the room itself. I am sorry, I am burpy this morning, Jesus. There's another door to the far side of the room, as well as another door immediately to your left as you enter this room.
Left.
Left?
Left first.
As you open it, you are greeted to a beautiful washroom, complete with a marble tub in its center, as well as a heating pot where you can put water into, heat it up, and place it into the bath for yourself. Or, should you guys ever acquire them in the future, a servant do it for you. You can see that there are neatly folded and wrapped towels that are laid against the side of the tub. And there are little racks where you can put the clothes that you had been getting out of and fresh clothes for you to wear after you get out of the bath.
Nice. Did the other one have something like this that I saw? Or?
You saw a room jutting off of it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So you can assume.
And then the other door?
You make your way over?
Yeah.
As you open it, you find yourself onto a small but serviceable balcony. As you step out onto it, you can see a beautiful overhang of the neighborhood around you. A beautiful, overscape of the neighborhood around you. As you kind of just look out, you can see that there are a number of people that are still walking. You see one of them as they kind of look up. They kind of give you a smile and nod as they make their way past. It really does kind of feel like it really does kind of feel like a king of the world kind of moment as you're looking down upon everyone. And that's what you see in this room.
Alright. It's also a possibility. I'm just gonna keep going.
All right, Volok, are you as you've now made your way into the house? Are you doing anything, or are you making your way up? Rick.
Yeah.
Rick!
Are you doing anything as you've entered the house? Are you making your way up, or are you just kind of?
I'm gonna look. Cause let's see. I went to the door by the staircase.
Yes.
Is there any other doors open?
You
Or
guys
is there
have
any
basically
closed?
opened. The whole bottom floor has been opened at this point.
Where is that chest of gold that we have?
It's back in the carriage. Currently you can see some of the servants are in the process of picking it up and pulling and getting it.
I'm
in.
just
It's
gonna go
really
over and
heavy.
help them drag it inside.
All right, so you'll kind of assist them, and you can see they were kind of struggling as this is extremely heavy.
Yeah.
But you will go ahead and help them start carrying it in.
I don't want that sitting outside much longer.
That's probably a good idea. The next door, Ezreal, as you're making your way in, as you open it, it is what looks like a communal washroom, seemingly for guests or anything, as opposed to a single central tub. There is actually a much larger, almost bathhouse style tub that can accommodate several people. You can see in this room as well there are pots that are set up in order to heat water to fill the tub itself. Though the tub itself is empty at this point. And this seems like more of a if we have a family staying here or anything, people can come in here and use it as a cleaning up room.
Nice. Moving on.
I will really quickly, as you go through the next three rooms, they're all guest rooms. Each of them
Okay.
furnished similarly to the one that was upstairs. Very plain, very simple, seemingly just as serviceable rooms for anybody who's staying.
Right on.
Um,
I guess I'm going up to the third floor then.
there is another door that leads to
Oh,
the
there is?
west. Yeah, there's four
Oh, well
doors,
then-
and you
four
notice
doors.
there's actually 2 doors that lead into the entry into this hall. Both of the doors to the north from the entry hall both lead into this bed hall into this central hallway.
Okay. Fourth door it is.
As you enter into the fourth door, you are greeted to what quickly becomes clear to you is a gallery. There are several frames that are set up, empty now, but several frames that are set up across 2 large spanning walls with a beautiful carpet that is, for lack of a better term, almost looks like it's flowing in some way. Even as you open the door, it's so delicate that just the wind coming off of the door seems to push the carpet and almost create this ripple effect across the room. Making your way in, you can see a lot of it has been taken out and cleaned. So the room itself is pretty open. However, there are small pedestals set up with glass cases that can be used to display different items or objects you might find. However, one thing that catches your eye is towards the back of the room there is a painting that is currently there is one last painting that is currently covered.
Ooh. Time to uncover that painting.
So as you go over, and as a note in this room as well, there is another staircase that seems to lead up towards the next floor as well. You make your way over, and as you pull it back, you see what looks like a painting of an elderly elf. Possibly because of your elven heritage, you guess he's probably somewhere in his mid-700s. His hair, while still nice, does show signs of aging, as there are patches where what should be a beautiful flowing length of long hair is patchy. You can see that he has a small set of glasses that rest upon his nose. A very stern expression that you can see wrinkles in his expression that just further give away his age. You can tell that this is a high elf. He is draped in a beautiful set of robes, arms kind of folded over his lap. This is a full body sketch of him. Seemingly painted in this room. As you kind of manage to pick up the painting and kind of look around, you can see areas where there were 2 frames from this actual gallery, though the paintings themselves that are in the frames you can't quite make out. And underneath it there is a placard that says Omeric Salvin.
Merrick Sullivan. I don't have my notes. They're on my computer.
Yeah.
Alright. I guess I'm just gonna kind of like cover it back.
Let's go ahead and
Just set it back where it was.
cover it, put it back. We go back to what is happening on the 3rd floor.
Okay. Hear me out. Maybe if I transform you into an ant.
And, are you absolutely certain that it's not going to happen again?
I'm careful. I won't crush you.
All right, no. How about, because I know my animals, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I know I've seen mice get underneath these type of doors. How about just a mouse? Can we do that?
Okay.
Just as stupid. No.
Let's go.
All right, so you polymorph Flanar into a mouse.
Oh.
So Flanar, you all of a sudden find yourself in a tiny mouse form. You're looking up. Oh, this room is huge. Kind of look forward and begin scuttling your way towards the door.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You
There's also an intelligence of -4. God damn it.
give me an intelligence roll at -4.
Shit. I'm just going to roll a d20 and just whatever happens, happens. 5.
That's enough. That was the DC to get through the door.
What the fuck?
You're just like as you start to scuttle towards it. You're like ooh. Is that as you're kind of looking off to the corner? There's a broken piece of wood that almost seems to resemble a piece of sharp cheddar So you're kind of looking over, you're like, wait, no, focus, and you push your way under the door. And as you kind of see half his body go under, and it does the thing where like the mice kind of squirms for a moment before getting underneath the door frame.
I'm gonna wait for like a couple seconds to make sure he's
Alright,
safe,
so
and then I'm gonna.
Flanari, you find yourself in a pitch black room.
I'm gonna double check it whether or not rats have dark vision.
They have dark vision.
I'm gonna
Bro,
double check it.
Rats cannot see in the dark. I mean, I don't know about
D&D rats.
D&D wise, but
Shush.
real life
Shush.
rats don't.
Senses dark vision within 30 feet, and also have advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
All right,
Yeah.
so as you enter, you find yourself in a room with a bunch of boxes that are draped over with different cloth.
Okay, I
Ooh.
I undo the thing.
Flanar, you spring back to your full form.
Probably bang into the door behind me. Just
Pull.
shit. All right. Well, I think I can still see it if I'm an elf.
Yeah, you can still see in the dark.
Okay, good.
Just open the
I'm
door
gonna-
already.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the door, see if I can't undo the lock.
All right, you undo the lock and you let Ophelia in. The first door that's creaked since you've walked into this house somehow.
Well,
As you open it, you get a better view of the inside. There are a number of boxes that are stacked along each sides of the wall. You can see there's actually a ladder that comes down at the far side that leads to a hatch, seemingly that possibly leads to the roof.
we have found the storage space of this theater.
I'm gonna start opening boxes.
Make an investigation roll.
I will join along with you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have her roll at advantage then.
That would have been at the point, yeah.
Okay. So as you go ahead and you begin kind of making your way through, you see a number of things. Costumes, as you would imagine for a theater. Although the age of the costumes varies. Some of them show off a much older style, while some of them seem to try to be giving off a more futuristic style. Not sci-fi-esque, but more just what they believe.
Steampunky?
Yeah, more steampunk-esque. Like what they imagine things in the future will look like coming off of their time. You can see a number of different things that stand out to you. Beautifully made costume jewelry, a number of different rings. As you pick them up, you actually realize that some of these rings are solid gold, actual jewelry. And as you kind of begin making your way through, two very ornate-looking cloaks stand out to you that are hung on the far side. Dust seems to have not collected on either of these cloaks, although they have been tucked away behind some of the boxes.
We gotta go up and touch them.
All right, so as you go over, you see two cloaks. One of them is this beautiful tan cloak. With gold trim. The other one appears to be this very nice red cloak.
Ooh. I'll touch the red one first.
All right, so you touch it; it's very soft.
Would I know to detect magic? This is the real question.
Well, that's probably like one of the things that Flar's going to ask you is, you getting hung up on some cloaks?
Yes.
But,
Look, they're not dusty at all.
okay, so if they're not dusty, that means one of two things to me. One,
It's
someone's
magic.
already been here, or two, yeah, what you just said, it's magical. And if someone's already been here, I'm going to go ahead and start heading up the ladder just to check to see if there isn't someone hiding on the roof.
All right, so you go ahead and begin making your way. Ophelia, what are you doing with these cloaks?
I'm gonna put on the red one.
Okay, so you go ahead and kind of put on the red one. It's nice, comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of go back and kind of messing around with it, what kind of colors do you like?
Kind of darker ones.
Darker ones?
Yeah.
So as you're kind of messing with it, you watch as Ophelia kind of swishes the cape behind. There is a shimmer, and the cloak turns to this beautiful dark green.
Well, all right. So disregard the roof top idea. That's yeah, you found yourself a magical cloak. Cool.
Okay. Let me try the second one.
All right. So as you go ahead and grab the second one, you throw it over and kind of tie it. You're like kind of messing with it. It's not really doing anything, and as you're kind of forcing it, you kind of push it back, and you watch as the cloak just starts to billow as if a breeze is going past it, just on its own.
Oh my god! Look at my cloak heroically.
You guys have found
Well, the
you guys have
wind.
found a cloak of billowing and a cloak of many fashions.
Hell yeah!
Well,
call
time
both.
to bring. If those two are as they are, I guess you'll have to.
I'll read
see
these.
to it that the others-
They're not attunement, but I'll read them to you real quick. So, cloak of billowing is a magical cloak that, upon the wearer's command, spontaneously billows as if caught in a soft breeze. Oh,
Knockity knock.
Knock.
Knock knock. Open door. Through.
It heroically billows in the wind.
This
It won't-
this interruption by possibly family members has been brought to you by
the literature club.
Steven Universe
anyway, back.
Future.
sorry,
What?
my sister
Steven
was
Universe
saying my sister was
Future.
saying goodbye to me.
Steven
the second
Universe
one-
Fear.
The second one is a cloak of many fashions. While wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to change the style, color, and apparent quality of the garment. The cloak's weight doesn't change. Regardless of its appearance, the cloak cannot be anything but a cloak. Although it can duplicate the appearance of other magic cloaks, it does not gain their magical property.
Mm-hmm.
Some nice
I have
little common magic items for you guys.
Mhm.
Although as you're kind of messing with them, Ophelia, and you're moving around with them, you start to realize just how useful these would be in a theater performance, especially one where you can't really have windows open or any sort of breeze is going.
I
Plus-
love them.
They're so you guys have those two. Flinar, you can still make your way to the roof. The hatch itself is a little hard to get open, but you managed to push it open.
Yeah.
You push your way onto the roof, and you are hit by a beautiful cross breeze as you make your way up. It is bare. It is empty up here. It is nice, and there's a small walkway. As I said, the roof itself was more rounded out, but there is a small area where you can walk around in it. Maybe no bigger than about 10 feet around. And there is a fencing around this actual place. It looks like just a place you can come up to think basically.
Okay. If you had any good clear view of the sky, this might be a place you'd put one of those big scope things. Look at the stars, but
One of those, what's a big spyglass?
yeah. I'm assuming that telescopes are probably beyond Flinar's.
No, I mean spyglasses exist. Like they're just pricey.
Hmm.
But I'd say Flinar would understand what a spyglass is. He'd probably have encountered one at some point in his life.
Hmm.
Wait, are
Alright.
spyglasses and telescopes the same thing?
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive. I never understood that.
Yes, a spyglass is the same as a telescope.
I
Yeah.
had no idea. Okay.
All right. So back down I go. If I didn't see anyone like roaming around up here.
No one roaming around here. You get the sense it'd be very difficult to sneak around up here without any sort of proper equipment.
Uh-huh. Back down I
Alright.
go.
So there's only one other room you guys haven't checked.
I'm checking it.
Ophelia,
Mhm.
a beautiful master bedroom lays before you. Similar in design to the similar in furnishing to the ones on the lower floors. So I'm not gonna bother describing it. And there's a room that comes off of it.
I'm gonna take off my pack. I claim this is my own, and I'm gonna dive into the bed.
Ooh, plump. As you
You already have the theater.
As you jump onto the bed, you hit it, and then you just start to feel yourself sink.
Mm,
The bed is a mimic. Look out!
As you, Flanar, as you kind of look in, you see Ophelia face down, just sinking a little bit into the bed, and you just hear.
This bed is not eating Ophelia. Right.
Make an insight check.
I'm not going to be fooled by no. Possibly 12.
That one, this is definitely a mimic.
You're fairly confident that Ophelia is not being eaten by the bed.
Before I go ahead and leave the door frame, I'm going to go, oh, is that teeth out there? And then I'll walk away.
Make an inception roll. I want to see Ophelia make an insight.
It's not happening. It's not happening, and you know it.
Hey, but it'd be funny if it did.
13.
Insight, Ophelia.
Give me a second. My insighto. Is it good? No.
Ophelia,
Oh!
that bed has teeth on it.
I'm gonna fucking jump back.
So, Flanar, as you say this, Ophelia actually like springs out of the bed and kind of retreats out the room, falling and collapsing onto her hand.
That was a joke. Never mind. I'm just gonna head back downstairs.
But yeah, that is your guy's house.
Cool.
Goo has made his way to the kitchen and is currently in the process of preparing a lovely meal. Goo, give me a cooking utensils check at advantage, please. As a lot of things have been pre-prepared for you. And as Goo is in the process, as you all kind of reconvene back in the main foyer on the first floor, you see some of the servants come over and say, I do hope everything's to your liking. There's just one more matter to take care of. As they kind of reach into the chest and they pull the deed out, as stated before, does not have a name on it.
Fuck.
Man.
Just a name for this establishment, so it can be reported to the Empire, and ensure that it's put on the map.
Prestidigitation mana Florence on it.
You'll see Ophelia begin to cast a spell.
No.
No,
I'm just
you
gonna
can't.
like
He can
grab
stop
her head and try and
she
stop her.
absolutely can. So Ophelia grabs you grab Ophelia's hand.
Hang on, we have to discuss this. This is our home. So wouldn't it make sense if we agreed on a name altogether?
You're gonna go ahead and agree on your name. I'm probably not gonna be part of this. So.
Well, that's fine.
Oof.
Any ideas?
The favorites manor?
Nah.
The favorite abode?
Nah.
Hey guys,
Well-
I'm making sob for dinner.
Well, then what do you suggest, Amelia?
So I'm gonna take out a pencil and not pencil, pen and
A quill.
quill and sheet of paper, manner,
Talk.
and then just have a blank. Just have like underline like what could be like the second word for it.
So manner and then underlined. So
Manor.
Floor. It start off with Florence and slowly work my way down to more names.
Building manor.
Manor building.
Mild manner.
Favorite coop.
Wild manor?
Is Go with us?
I am making soup.
Goo is in the process of making
Goo!
stew.
Go. We might need your opinion for something.
I can't hear you.
I'd say it's pretty bare. I'd say you could just very faintly hear her. You have a high passive perception.
Okay, I'll walk down. What am I
So-
needed for?
We need to name our house.
And
Name a house?
And ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when the GM tells the players a week in advance to start thinking of names for their banner, and they
Hey!
don't for a whole
doesn't
week.
happen.
I thought of it.
Do you think we
Banner.
have pre-planning all this sort of way? No.
It's called Manor Florence,
You
motherfucker.
guys had a week.
The favorite abode.
No, that sounds lame.
You sound lame.
No matter what we're gonna pick, it's gonna be lame anyway.
Hey, I have a cooler cloak than you.
If Nat Kinks was here, he's the one that named the favorite view. He could do it.
Probably.
Would
Shavy
you
isn't
like
here.
to? Would you like to cast sending to
Fuck you.
Nakax and get his
Fun
opinion?
house.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not?
All right, go.
Nakex, if you had to name a house, what would you call it? I trust you on this. Love you.
Gamel Manor.
All right, so Nakax. Around this time, it's about you'd have about 3 weeks left in your journey. Around this time, you would have just begin the process with Talon of talking through the spells that you guys want to create. As a matter of fact, you and Talon are currently sitting in his classroom, going over a couple of notes that he's been taking down in his book, and really just starting to get the idea of your spell when you receive this message.
Barnworth Estate.
Pepperidge Farm.
No. Shadowfield Mansion.
All right.
No,
Wayne Manor.
shut up.
Yes. Crystal Lake.
The man's trying to speak.
Yeah, good.
A house, like for you and me, or do you mean for? I could try a favored home. It's not the best. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
I'm kinda and that's the message you get.
Favorite home?
Nah. Cross it out instantly.
Ophelia will not be happy unless it is better Florence.
It's Ophelia.
Manor.
I don't
Lunar.
think Nakax is giving it all today.
He said he was in. I think he was going to say he was in the middle of something, but he tends to run over his word limit often.
You see,
Maybe
what
if
was
he
it,
didn't
favorite
mumble
home,
so
and it's like
much.
crossed out, and it's like lame right next to it.
Ophelia,
Huh.
we're not naming it Manor Florence.
We don't have to.
Castle Hill.
Ooh.
Mm,
The Castle Hill Manor.
Now that's a good one.
that's
The riddle pit.
bad. What do you think, Goop?
I think whatever we pick will be just as disappointing as anything else.
I write next to the Velox thing, not lame.
My dad's yelling at me.
So it seems like Castle Hill Manor is.
Oh, are we sure we don't want to have favored or a few in there somewhere? Because that would make sense.
Don't worry, I already have a restaurant brand for us.
Probably.
Restaurant.
Do we really want something named after us? In case we do get attacked, then they know our house.
That's a good point. Castle Hill Manor?
No.
No?
It's like 3 words, 3 nouns put together.
You know, just as a note, you know, Castle Hill Manor is an actual place, right?
What? Is it?
It's a haunted
Is it?
house. Yeah.
Oh.
Castle Hill Manor is a haunted house.
God damn it.
That's
It's located
perfect.
in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Oh, fuck Virginia. It doesn't exist in this world.
You can still no. What I'm saying is like you guys are worried because it's 3 nouns. I'm just saying there is an actual place in real life called Castle Hill Manor. So you guys
That's
have
not
to-
original, is it?
Critical Role named their keep Gray Skull Keep. We don't need to worry about originality here.
We're not talking about Critical Role right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you guys are worried about originality.
Oh my god, just call it the mild manner and shut up.
Fuck you! That's also lame!
Hang on.
Oh god, where's Mion to come and like fill this out for you guys?
Oh yeah, like last time.
Can I approach the man with the papers?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just gonna tell
he's
him
holding the
start
documents.
putting
grab
Castle
the
Hill
quill.
Manor.
He doesn't
I
have a
can't
quill
write.
on them. Ophelia is the one with the quill.
Ophelia, may I borrow that?
No.
Why?
What's the name of the city we're in?
Nuxvar.
Nuxvar.
Oh.
Okay.
No, that's lame.
Castle of Nuxvar.
No, that's really lame.
I know this isn't that.
Nuxvar away. Fucking come
guys,
on.
guys, give Chris a second. Chris was trying to say something. Go ahead, Chris.
I think I have a little bit of an idea. The Raven Drake House.
Rafe-
No.
Like-
What was the name of my my parents' inn again, Eric?
The Fragrant Anomaly.
How about this? Fragrant Anomaly.
That.
No.
Did you have a stroke?
What?
A few hours later.
The Willows Keep.
That's nice. I don't suppose you have any ideas, Lenore.
It's not my place to be, and it's not my choice. Besides, I try to keep a simple name. Whatever you said, favorite home, I would have. Nah.
That's lame.
The favorite abode.
That also sounds lame.
Winston Manor.
At this point, the servants are kind of like,
Can we just rename it if we put something stupid now?
it's you'd have to speak to the emperor about that. Once the deed's been signed and a name is chosen, it will be set into records.
So what does the outside of this place look like?
From the outside, it is a very large redwood manor. You can see that there's the different stained glass depicting different points in the Empire's history.
Redwood Castle. There you go. We did it.
Redwood Cat.
Chris doesn't like that.
Redwood Manor.
A red wall. Red
The
wall
Rose
castle.
Cove.
All right,
Fucking-
guys, get ready for an hour of them deciding on a name.
Yay!
How about
Cas-
Cherry Grove Mansion?
Something with the word rose because it's red and I'm lazy.
Rosenier Estate? Rosenier Estate?
The Doug Dimmadome Mansion.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale.
Indeed. Hello, Inky Mystery. Welcome to the stream. Welcome
We're sorry.
to the DM
Welcome
gave
to
the
a kid
party a
show.
week to come up with a name for their manor, and they're just now discussing what the name of their manor should be.
I came up with a name, but nobody liked it. So
Hey, I came up with
basically-
everyone, and the
he
DM
came,
ruined it.
he came up with like 50 names, and they're all good.
And the DM's like, oh no, that's a real place.
I wasn't saying it in terms of I was saying it as you don't need to worry if it's multiple nouns put together because there's a place called Castle Hill Manor.
Then we're gonna get sued, and then we're gonna get put in jail.
Shut up, Luke.
You shut up, David.
Wow.
This is how we break our friendship through naming a house.
This is how this campaign ends right here.
This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with naming a house.
Castlemore Manor.
The Cherry Loft.
Cherry Loft? You know what? Fine, fuck it. We're doing it. Cherry Loft.
No.
Cherry Loft, fuck you. Don't. That's what it's called now because no one wants to have an agreement with the name. Cherry Loft.
Raven's
Doing it.
Nest Mansion.
God damn it.
You don't have to be so spicy
DM.
about it, dude. the GM manor.
Oh,
The game master's manor.
Inky mystery requests, Rosethorn Manor.
I like it.
Aha!
We're doing it. Fuck you. No one is disagreeing.
The Snowflake Mansion.
No!
Shut up!
Alright,
These are good names, but I think we tapped this joke out. We're done with this bit.
is this a bit? I feel like this is just you guys didn't take any time.
Hello,
So-
I did come up with a
Hey,
name.
the Castle
named
Hill
it after
Manor. That's
myself.
what it is.
Alright, the castle.
The Rosethorn Manor.
Alright, so Rosethorn. So, okay, so Ezreal says Rosethorn Manor. Valak is saying Castle Hill Manor. We're gonna leave
Hey,
it to those
we
two.
already had 2 others already. That
I
Goes-
vote Rose Torn because he's red.
I vote Rose Thorn as well.
And Flanar doesn't get a vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so the Rosethorn Manor.
Woo!
Alright.
Listen, Castle Hill Manor would have been awesome if Eric didn't point out it was already taken. Eric.
Alright, so you guys go ahead, and as you finish signing off the documents for the Rosethorn Manor, each of you put your signature on the bottom of the deed, except for Flanar.
At my place.
And you guys are you can divvy up your gold if you'd like to, your 50,000.
So how many of us are here?
There's 5 total, including
Okay,
Flanar.
so 10k each.
Alright.
And Valak is rich.
I'm not wanting to take 10,000 out of this. I'm just gonna take 5,000 if you don't mind.
Okay.
Alright, so
We'll put
everyone
the other
else
5,000
gets
right
divvied, so
into-
everyone else gets 1,100.
Now just take the 5,000, put it right in party funds on stuff we need.
We can save that for.
It's called when Valak needs greater healing potions to fight another random dude the way he chugs healing potions again.
Because nobody heals Valak.
Valak doesn't need healing.
Hi.
Valak heals himself.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Valak is
Valak
an
is a strong guy.
independent barbarian that
Who
needs
don't
no
know
healing.
need no cleric.
I don't know who you're talking to, Rick. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You wasted 70 points on a guy who died right after you healed him.
Valak is a strong, independent barbarian who
Listen.
don't need no healer. Anyway, to avoid the further argument, so you guys will have a quick lunch as Goo finishes cooking up. Did you give me that check, by the way, Goo?
Yeah, it was fucking 27.
All right, so you have a beautiful lunch before you are escorted back to the palace, as the Emperor did request your presence after you had finished exploring your new abode.
So you said we
3
got
hours.
1250 out of it then?
No,
you only
because
took
Flanar took 5,000, so you would each get 1,100.
If there's 4
Oh.
of us, it's 1250.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry, my math was off. So each of you get one. You each get, so it'd be
1250.
1,250. Wait,
24, 25.
so that in total would be 11,250 gold.
1,000. Yeah.
11,250 gold.
45,000 divided by 4.
No, 1250 and 1250 is 25 times 2. 25 times 2 is 5.
So it'd be 12,500, not 1,250.
I have here.
12,500.
I said
I-
add another 1250 to it.
I have here 45,000 divided by 4. This is the end result. Everyone should have in excess 11,250 gold, unless the 5,000 was taken into the party funds, to which then everyone should just be back to 10,000.
Does everyone have 10,000 and put 5,000?
So everyone has
in the right
11,000, 11,250.
Let's go with David's idea and just have a 10,000 and put 5,000.
10,000, 5,000 in party funds. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
everything's
Oh.
settled.
That
Block
moment
is
when
taking the 1250 because he's going to be going on a spree.
All right, so you guys have 13, oh my god, 3,750 gold in party funds, and Valak took his share of it.
that moment when naming a house took more time than splitting loot. That doesn't happen.
Oh god.
Everything's fine. It's fine.
Stream
You
lag
think it'd be the other way around, to be
on
honest.
whose video? Mine? Let me see.
I would say possibly mine. I had to resort to using my backup since I accidentally disconnected from the previous internet connection I have. 2G versus 5G, baby.
Mhm.
Anyway.
I'm trying to see it, but it's not like loading for me.
Anyway,
Luke, can you check the stream real quick before we continue?
I'm gonna have to leave. I think.
Okay, never mind. Can someone with a phone or another thing like check the mixer stream, please?
I'll do it, but my computer might turn into garbage for like 5 seconds.
I got it.
I got it on my phone. Never mind. Watch.
Mhm.
while we are checking our stream health, I would like to remind you at this time that D&D Beyond is a website that you can go to.
I mean, I don't see any stream delay, Inky, but thank you. I'll keep it up on my phone just in case.
That is accurate, Jordan. It is indeed a website.
Anyway,
I don't see D&D Beyond.
anyway, you guys go ahead and you make your way back to the palace proper. Upon entering, you can see that Xander is not there. The Emperor is currently sat with Rovius, his tiefling advisor. As you all approach, he says, "Well, I hope that the accommodations were to your liking."
Very much so.
Well, that's wonderful. Please, if you would, with me. This is just going to be a small meeting, just me, Rovius, and you all, as the others are a bit busy. The other members of the council are a bit busy. Please, with me. And he will, you guys will all be escorted to that same room, that same meeting room where you had first met all of the individuals, or the head figures of the Empire. As you're all seated, he says, "So, please, if you would, I'm eager to hear what you all have uncovered about the Brotherhood and their dealings."
We did find this, and I'm gonna hand over this thing we grabbed, unless Bailey has it.
I have it.
The ledger?
Okay.
Yep.
So you hand over the ledger, which I don't think in stream I described. So as you hand over the ledger, it has a number of benefactor names. And as you kind of hand it over, you see the Emperor kind of starts combing through it and reading some of the notes. The lag is so bad it's inaudible. I'll try coming back. Okay, sounds good. As he combs through it, he says,
You?
This is interesting. Very interesting, actually. If these notes are accurate, it means that there are people in Strathmore that are turning against the Brotherhood. That could prove useful for us. Did you come up with anything? Did you find anything else or any other information?
I don't have access to my notes.
Did we tell him about the
That they're planning to attack what was it? The Sky City from the Daywalkers?
and what about the
The traitor?
no, the guy that made the gun?
Well, the guy that made the gun is currently in the Empire right now. Well, the guy that has access to the gun, we don't know who the creator is. Because
Yeah.
even the guy that said it, like, oh, it was a gift.
Yeah.
So,
And he could make better weapons for the Empire?
If you're talking about Xander, I've already had my discussion with him. He's been given the supplies that he needs to prove that he's capable of what he says he's capable of. He is under surveillance, though. He is not. I have not let him have free reign around this empire.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
there is one small, I guess, thread that wasn't really touched upon. Back in Arcala, before we had the assault happen to us, through the information received from Esriel and Ophelia, there was supposed to be a spy within the ranks. after we had our big fight, obviously we did all we could to see if we could find anyone, but it didn't seem like there was anyone that left the place or anything that seemed to have roused suspicion. However, that doesn't mean that they aren't still out there.
It is possible that if this is the case, that during the fighting, somebody had that one of the spies had absconded and left. Perhaps some of the lower class, someone you wouldn't really know.
That's what I thought as well. However, I decided to try to see if there was any sort of record of anyone that died, female specifically. Didn't show that there was anyone missing.
Interesting. Well, I'll keep in touch with the commander, and I'll see if any new findings show themselves. Anything else that you would like to discuss?
If Ophelia does, because I don't have access to my notes. I don't know what else.
For what?
I don't know.
Did you guys take notes on the? Did Ophelia take notes on what you guys found?
Yeah, we found that they wanted to attack the Sky City from the Daywalkers.
Did you?
We got-
Are you saying this in game, or are you? Because you guys were just talking about this out of game. Are you actually telling this to the Emperor?
Yeah, we gotta tell them like that.
Okay, go ahead.
Like they're planning on attack. They plan on attacking the Daywalkers' floating citadel.
Where did you guys get this?
It was during the camp. It was one of the conversations.
No. Okay. No.
What?
The Daywalkers had been dealt with in Aria, and the Brotherhood planned to use it as a staging point for an assault on Karana. There was no floating citadel.
I thought you said there was a floating citadel or something.
There was not. I don't know where you got that information, but that was not a thing that I said at
What
all.
campaign is this, David? Is this part 2?
Yeah, campaign 2, obviously.
That was absolutely not a thing I ever said.
Campaign
Okay.
2, Bioshock Infinite.
More tactile bullshit, except in the air. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, gonna let him know that. Not the Citadel part.
He'll say, so the Emperor will say, Corona, that is the place you said that you hailed from, where your allies were. Have you managed to get in contact with the reigning individual of the town, of the city, to discuss? I have been interested in that partnership. Having allies across the continent would serve great use to the Empire.
Who is the reigning leader?
We don't know.
Sovereign Greymane,
Mhm.
who you've never met. At least that's who you believe to be the reigning sovereign. That's how you understand it. But you have a number of people who could verify that.
Including someone that's still already technically there.
Thanks, Splinter.
What? No, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
Isn't Talon still over there?
He is.
Yes.
Ezreal, can you message Talon and find out if he knows who the person is and get him in contact?
I'll send.
Let's go.
to him. Hi, Talon. It's been a while.
Been a while.
We would like to know who the leader is of Karana, and we'd like to get in contact. Thank you.
Exactly 25 words when you said get in contact.
Alright.
So as Nakax, you and Talon are kind of still going over. You see Talon's head kind of perks up for a minute, and you recognize it as being like the, oh, I just received a message kind of thing. He says, guy in charge? I guess that'd be the Sovereign, but he's been quiet for a long time. Headmaster Everon's been overseeing any rescue operations. And that's what you get back.
I suppose the Sovereign is officially in charge, but the headmaster has been taking the reins, as it were.
If that is the case, perhaps this headmaster could come meet with me as a diplomat of sorts. Could you get a message to him? Let him know at his earliest convenience to make his way here.
Yes, I can. Alright. Headmaster Everard, the leader of the Empire wishes to meet with you to discuss diplomatic matters, if you're so interested. Thank you.
It takes a little bit before you get a response, and he says, well, thank you for informing me. I think it's possible. I'm a bit busy at the moment. 2 days from now, does that work?
Does 2 days from now work?
Yes, actually, that would work. I can make some time for him. Is he thinking afternoon, morning, or evening? Welcome to being the middleman in a conversation between two areas.
Yep.
That would be perfect, Headmaster. What time are you thinking of coming? That's it.
Alright. Says, late afternoon should work for me. I don't believe I have anything going on then. Do you need me to bring anything? I just realized, as he has 9 words left, he says, I'm not going to do that to you. And that's the message you give back.
Late afternoon would work out for him.
All right, I'll be expecting him then. I presume he's some sort of gifted mage, so he could get here rather quickly.
Yes, he's the leader of the college in Korana.
Perfect. You guys know a few other things if you even remember them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my notes.
David, do you remember them?
Remember, let's see here. There was a spy. There was us getting our ass kicked in basic training. There was the attack. There was supposed to be 3. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be 3. That's all.
Yeah, there's 3 information that we learned.
What are the ones that you think you learned? Because you learned 5 pieces of information.
We learned 5.
The caravan. You learned that Viper is instructing Rome members in Black Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
You learned that caravans are being escorted towards Nightshan with a number of different metal constructs. You learned about the Brotherhood overtaking Arya. You learned about the spy, and then you learned about the benefactors.
Who's just been staring at the wall this whole time,
Yep.
admiring the handiwork?
Do you tell him about
Locke
the
just
others?
pulls his cask out, and you just see him drink it. Would you like some? Anybody?
Perhaps in a different time, once our discussion has ended.
Luke, you want to do the honors of telling them?
I relay the information. I feel
Okay.
so naked without my notes, man.
Mhm.
I didn't realize how much I relied on them.
Well,
Google Drive
man,
would
it's
be your best
almost
friend.
like ask him to use a charger.
No, they're actually like on my computer.
Okay. All right.
Google
So,
Drive it.
For brevity, I guess it was because Luke doesn't have his notes.
I'm sorry, my computer's dead.
Bring your fucking charger.
You bring your charger.
I do. It's in my laptop right now.
That's why I play on a desktop.
Stop fighting!
All right. So
I'm
you relay this
sorry, Eric.
information. So you relay this
I love you,
information.
Eric.
You relay this information. And then
Yes.
as you finish talking, the Emperor says, well, that does lead us down a number of avenues. And Robia says, my liege, if I may, I feel like this is a bit much for one group to handle. We may need to spread our forces and tackle these all at different times, or at the same time if possible. So he kind of announces. That does appear to be the case. So, favored few, as you've proven yourselves mighty allies to this empire, I will ask you which task you wish to undertake. I understand you had been in Nightshan when Spy Master Duray had found you, so I believe you may have, if you have any additional reason to return, that might be something you'd be willing to undertake. However, these benefactors could prove a very useful tool to the Empire. If we can get their support and their resources, we might be able to start moving troops towards Strathmore, and potentially have a means of staging an ambush for the Brotherhood, and overtaking it for ourselves. Black Hollow, I understand your group has a lot of dealings with Rome. So that might be a place where you can begin shutting down some of their operations. But I leave the choice to you. Whatever you decide to take, I will have different people outfitted in order to tackle the different challenges ahead, as well as ambassadors if need be.
Of course. We'll think on it.
Quickly, please. Can't help but feel that time is of the essence. I will give you some time to discuss, please, and he'll get up with Rovius, and who will exit the room, giving you guys an opportunity to talk.
I think we should just go back to Nightshade. We already know the area.
We do, but are we welcome there? Are we just going to get kicked out after the stunt that happened?
I'm guessing bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did hear that, of course, the group of adventurers, aka you, decided to do some wild antics and then managed to have me put alongside with you, just to make sure that you didn't do anything stupid. So I suppose it wouldn't be surprising that you may face some issues there. If you're going to go back to Nightshan, then I think the best course of action is you need to do this in secret. Make sure that you're not seen, make sure that you're not taking notice. However, I know that it's difficult.
And
for
me,
who you are.
I'm not the one who... I stick out like a sore thumb.
You all stick out like a sore fucking thumb, if I may be so blunt.
You
Is that
always
a good
are.
thing?
No.
Well, Ophelia's new, so she's not going to stick out any.
Well, that's just my opinion. To go to Nightshan means that you'd be putting yourself back out in the open, and if they're being wary about trying to find certain individuals that look like you, then your best course of action is either make sure that you're not seen or you don't go, essentially.
Maybe us coming back is the least thing they'd expect. Perhaps.
They run us off, thinking we're not going to be back, and we just show up. Great plan.
Yep. And we look exactly like we are, and then we die.
You guys also know that Jeremy, one of the members of Special Forces, is in Nightshan.
Mm-hmm. With the
I
crystal.
thought he got up and TP'd the fuck out of there.
The last place you saw him was Nightshan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The last place I saw him was go through a hole.
He
Get
cast,
away from the
he
group.
cast Dimension Door, which only gets you about 500 feet.
Okay, so...
So that sounds like the place we need to go back to.
You guys also know that Viper... I'll basically lay it out for you in this way. You know Viper, who is another member of Special Forces, is operating out of Black Hollow. You know Jeremy is operating out of Nightshan. At least that's your assumption at this point. And then you don't know what's going on with these benefactors.
And the caravan.
And the caravan. Well, yeah, you also know that a caravan is headed for Nightshand.
Yeah, so if we go and get this caravan, was the caravan dangerous? I don't remember.
You know that it was housing a number of metal constructs.
So maybe that might be the way to go. We
Yeah.
could take out the caravan, go into Nightshade and be like, hey, look what we did. We just saved your town from them releasing all these constructs.
Mm,
The
Possibly getting
constructs
that
that
way?
were possibly ordered by the people of Nightshan. Keep in mind that Rome and the Brotherhood are tightly allied with one another. Only way that
Yeah.
you're going to be able to break their bond is if you can relay a level of mistrust between them.
We tried that. It didn't
It
exactly
didn't work
work.
so well.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. Here's what I'm thinking. I know that I'm not going to be part of this group, but I do know I'm going to be part of another group. Whatever you decide to do, I'm probably going on the opposite end. If you are all going into Nightshan, more likely than others, I would think, my group will probably be trying to head off the caravan, or maybe try to head off the other direction toward where your other friend, this Viper, is.
If we go to Nightshade, we'll possibly run into Jeremy. Depending on the caravan.
Look, you're right. I think Nightshan is our best bet.
But wouldn't it be best not to, since they know what you guys look like, wouldn't it best not to be seen by them?
Well,
How
We're
are you
gonna do two birds with one stone if we go towards Nightshade.
if we
If you
try
do
and
this
hide
two
ourselves-
birds, if you do this two birds with one stone thing, big man, I would suggest try and take out the caravan first. Easy
That was
target means
my
they're out in the
idea.
open.
Yep.
And if you
That
try to
was-
go ahead and go into Nightshine after, Nightshine by that point will have already been alerted that their goods are not coming. And that means they'll be on high alert.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why we go that route.
If we keep a low profile, I'm hoping everything will be okay.
You say that, and do you not see me? I am giant.
Yeah, he's
I
pretty.
I
he's
stick
pretty
out.
big.
There
Don't we
was-
still?
We only
Have,
seen one other of me in Nightshade.
don't we still have cloaks left? We could at least cover you a bit. Cover
But
all
he's
of us.
so big. Look at him.
Because Nightshade's where the strip club was, right?
No.
That was Nextfire, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's here in Nuxmar. Volok was basing all of this on the assumption you'd get to see naked women.
No, because I was gonna try and go talk with the other Goliath.
No, that's here in Nuxmar.
Yep.
And this is why you have a war room. For these kind of discussions.
Maybe
Yeah.
one day we will.
Anyway,
Normally, I sit up in a tent. We have everything laid out on a table, and we leave it when we leave.
so right now, lay out the choices. Who wants to do what? I'll point to
Yeah,
Ophelia.
let's
What do you
take
want to
this
do?
to a vote.
What do you want to do, Ophelia? Going back to you, Morton.
The upkeep of this place is amazing.
Okay, serious. So, do we want to go towards Nuxvar?
You are in Nuxmar.
Yeah, do we want to go towards Nightshade and take out the caravan and get in there and infiltrate where we're known, or go someplace that we're not so known?
I suggest going someplace where you're not known.
All right, so Ophelia is
Goo?
not known. Goo.
For the not known, if we have to deal with, what's his fuck again? It's not gonna end pretty.
Ezreal?
I'm going to go with the party decision, so I abstain for now.
Can't be a party thing because I'm already outvoted.
That is true. As part of a leader, you need to make sure you have a decision. If you feel that you're confident in one area, you need to say it.
Very well. We'll go with the majority. So we don't have a split 50-50 decision.
All right, so you guys are gonna go with the area, one of the areas you're not known in. Is that mean you're
That
going towards
could-
Streth?
That could be not good either.
It's up to you guys. There's-
Just putting it out there. We can go
Ezreal.
someplace we don't know, and
I'm going to only ask you this. Are you confident that you can complete your mission at Night Chan? Yes or no?
I'm not sure.
You seem very confident.
then we
You're
go
able
to
to
the
go
night
ahead and
chan.
speak. You're able to speak very well of it.
We're going to
Only
night
now
chan.
that you decided that you're not wanting to.
We're going to night chan.
Well, I put point out that this was a vote. That's still 2 votes for somewhere else.
I mean, like somewhere else also includes the caravan as well.
You
That's going towards night chan.
I will point out you guys do not know where that caravan is right now. You just know that about a week ago is when you got this information. You're not sure. Just because this would be something, and you guys have some pretty high intelligence characters, you guys would understand that you don't know the location of that caravan and really have no way of knowing because none of you have scrying.
In short,
not
you
have
have 2
scrying?
choices. Well, you do have scrying, but you don't know what the caravan looks like, and you don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anything
Still
on it?
give it a go, but it's not going to be pretty.
No, I'm just saying. Like the only reason I give it to you is because you guys actually have some pretty high intelligence characters in your party, so it'd be something at least one of you would think of.
In short, you have 3 choices. You have your dossier that you brought over. You have Night Chan, and then you have Miss Viper.
Alternatively, you could just say fuck it and go your own way. That is an option.
Go my own way.
And before the world ends because we do that.
That is technically true. You did
I'm
say
still
that you were
saying-
on the hunt for artifacts. It wouldn't surprise me if you decide to go the 4th route and see if you can't find more of whatever the fuck
Didn't
you
we
said you were looking
lose
for.
one of the artifacts in night chan?
You lost a piece of it.
Exactly.
Well, you didn't lose it. You just didn't get it. It was never in your grasp. You just know that Jeremy had a piece of it.
So there's 3 reasons to go towards night chan.
But you also know the location of another piece.
The mountains.
I don't suppose the mountains are anywhere near any of the other missions.
Nope.
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 Didn't think so.
Strathmore, Black Hollow, and Nightshan are all on the bottom half of the continent. The mountains where you were told to are actually closer to your current location.
Yeah, that's going out towards Locke's family.
Oh no.
So if you don't feel comfortable with Night Chan, those are your 3 choices. If you're gonna go ahead and do another artifact hunt, then the Empire will do what the Empire will have to do. I would hope
No.
that's not the case, but
I say we go back to night chan so we aren't doubling back to go there to try to find that artifact
Mm,
that we
that
missed out on.
sounds smart.
Have the 2 of you changed your votes? Or have you?
I'll change my vote.
All right, so that's
Sure, why not?
all right. So that's majority.
Majority rules.
So you guys want to go
Okay.
to no? So you guys are going to Nightshan.
Yep.
well, you guys are going Night Chan. Me, on the other hand,
Flanar is not.
I need to talk with the Emperor, and see what my
Um.
new orders are.
So as the conversations come to a close, the Emperor Rovius re-enters and says, "Have your group come to a consensus?"
We're going to Night Chan.
Very well. I will inform the Emperor post haste. It is quite a journey. We cannot teleport you there. This will be a journey you would have to make on foot.
Hmm.
You understand?
You have any spies going that way that may have seen anything about that caravan?
Well, we did
that's
have
heading that way?
we did have a spy there,
Hmm.
but we all know how that went. No, I'm not sure as to it. We didn't even know about this caravan until you told us. And having no prior information about it, or at least its appearance, would make it incredibly difficult for us to be able to track where it is. We don't have any spies currently in Brotherhood territory that could get back to us quickly.
Okay.
But I will inform the Emperor. Will you be needing any time to prepare yourselves before?
Yes.
About how long do you think?
I need to go talk to Mafi and let you know.
Well, how about we say 5 days?
Sure.
5 is plenty.
Hmm.
Very well. I will inform him. Flanara,
Sir,
I presume you do not. I presume you do not wish to continue on with these individuals.
these are good compatriots. However, my orders and my duty is to the Empire.
You'd still be doing a service to the Empire should you accompany these individuals. I will talk to the Emperor. I understand you had received quite the invitation.
Indeed.
I'll leave it to your discretion. But either way, I will go inform the Emperor post haste. And please, if you would. And he will start ushering you all out of the room. He breaks off in a different direction as you all are led to the front. As you all are led to the front entrance. Flanara, you are brought aside with him, and are basically told while the invitation stands, the Emperor could just as easily tell the general that you declined the invitation as of now if you wish to continue on.
There are only two things that I need to know. Number one, am I going to get better armor, or am I going to get any sort of specificities of better protection or a better weapon?
As a servant,
At this rate.
as someone working directly with the general, yes, you would get much better armor than you currently have.
Okay, that answers one thing. I would need to make sure they are aware that I had an agreement with, if I can find his name, with Tillin in order to make a shield-like thing that I could still use my bow and arrow with, essentially a buckler.
Mm-hmm.
So that I would need to make sure that I get that taken care of as well.
Are you remembering that you forgot? Are you remembering something now, Israel?
I gotta pick up my shield.
Hmm.
And then, depending on how soon they want me to be out, the only other thing that I would ask is for a day to just drink and...
You have 5 days. You'd have 5 days before you left for Nightshan.
Well, not a matter of leaving for Nightshan, but for being a part of the army and going with them.
Should you? They'll tell you that should you choose to instead accompany General Shattershell, you will be given about 2 days before you'll be told, before you'll be instructed to meet with him, and begin what is essentially the paperwork to begin your improvement of station.
All right, that's just fine. The sooner that the situation's taken care of, the better.
Okay. So you guys will have a few days. You guys will have 5 days here in Nuxvar to accomplish some stuff. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do this on a 1-to-1 basis with everybody. So we'll start with Ophelia. Over the next 5 days, what would you like to accomplish?
I'm gonna try and just get better at magic and read through Aster's journal a little bit more.
Okay, so that's what you're going to spend your whole time doing?
Mm.
Okay. We'll go ahead and go with Valak. You're going to meet with Mafi?
Yep.
All right, so you make your way over. As you enter into the shop, you see Mafi is actually in the process of cleaning up a few things.
Hey, Mafi.
Oh, hello, my lord's friend. How are you?
Not too bad. Got a question for you.
Of course. What can I do? What can Mafi do for you?
I pull out the sword. I would like to transfer this enchantment to an axe.
I don't think that can be done, I'm afraid. Well, the enchantment itself works better with more bladed weapons. However, I could transfer it to a bigger blade for you.
Two-handed?
Indeed, a great sword. I could transfer it for you.
That would work.
Let's do that then. Do you have a great sword on you?
I could go get one.
All right, we'll start that. I will begin the process of removing the enchantment and prepping it for transfer.
How much are we talking?
For time and tools. Because you're a return customer, we'll say 3,000 gold. All said and done.
And how long will that take you?
If I start working on it now, it should take me about 4 days to complete.
Okay.
It's much easier to transfer an enchantment than it is to create a whole new enchantment.
3,000?
Yes, 3,000 gold. Is there anything else I can get for you, my friend, while you're here?
Do you have any potions?
I do. I have a couple of potions, actually. He'll go over and he'll start pulling out some basics, and he pulls out a superior healing potion and sets it on the table.
Do you have any greater?
I'm afraid I do not have any at the moment, my friend. Greaters are a bit more difficult to brew.
And how much is that superior?
The superior is 1,500 gold.
Oof.
Ooh, that's right.
I'll buy you and I will name you Ezreal too.
What is a superior? Isn't it like 5 or 6 D4?
A superior, I believe, is let me look it up real quick one more time,
64?
just so I don't give you false information. Superior healing potion heals you for 8d4 plus 8 when you drink it.
Okay, we'll add that onto the tab.
Okay, so 4,500 so far. Did you want to pick up the 3 basic healing potions?
I might as well.
What's another 150 gold when you've already
Right?
spent 4,500?
I know.
Okay, so that's 4,650 gold so far.
Okay, do you have an axes here too?
Axes. Only one, but it's... I'm in the process of removing a curse from it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I figured you wouldn't. Axes are not really a strong point of my selling, I'm afraid.
What about I pull the buckler off? Can you enhance this anyway for
I
me?
could. It would take a bit longer, depending on what kind of enchantment you're looking for.
Maybe a little harder to hit?
A little bit, moderately so, or much more difficult.
Explain more for me.
More so is more moderate enchantment. It can essentially double the capabilities of that shield.
+1.
+2, actually.
+2.
Because
Okay.
it doubles the capability of the shield, who already gives you a +2, so it'll give you another +2.
And what's the other thing?
The much more difficult is the highest level of defensive enchantment that I can give. It's costs in time and resources, and it would take me quite a bit to accomplish. And the basic one is just the most simple of defensive enchantments that I can do.
So with the +2, how long would that take you?
It'd probably take me about a month and a half to complete, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I do have shields with that sort of enchantment already, but they wouldn't give the same sort of looseness as that shield gives.
Yeah, I'm not willing to give away the shield.
Understandable. So just be careful with it. As he kind of is inspecting it, you're starting to see that the buckler itself is actually starting to give way to like wear and tear.
Yeah,
As
I
it's
was
not
gonna
an
go
actual
try to get that repaired.
As it's not an actual magic item, it is subjected to the passage of time.
What about just a plus the basic? How long would that take you?
About a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks to finish.
Crap. Okay, we'll just start with what I've got for now.
All right. So, well, I'll have that for you in about 4 days. Make sure you bring me the sword once you have it.
Yep, I'm gonna go grab the sword. Bring it right back.
Yep. So you go buy Tillen's really quick. It's 50 gold for a great sword. Give it over to Mafi, and the enchantment will begin being transferred. Is there anything else you'd like to do over these 5 days?
Let's see. Not that I can think of right yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Ezreal,
I'll give somebody else some time while I think.
over these 5 days, what would you like to do? You're muted.
Okay, mostly just practicing my cooking and wood carving.
Give me 5 checks.
Actually,
Each.
yeah, 5 checks for each. Let me get another D20. But except for the day that Flanar is leaving, I'm gonna join him on his drinking.
Okay.
So,
day 1. And did you guys want to purchase any magic items from Mafi?
I was actually going to say, should we just have gone with Balak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll say day 1. All of you convene at Mafi's then. What are you guys looking for? It's as Valak is just finishing getting his things in. Valak, you see your party members come in, and Valak goes, "Oh, the rest of your friends have showed up. Wonderful, wonderful. What can I do for you, friends?" As you see him kind of lugging this big great sword to the back of the house.
Do you-
Can I help him carry the great sword?
Oh, it's all right. I've got it. Ting.
oh shit. I dropped my
He's
dice.
dragging it along the floor at this point.
Yep.
Let's see.
Do you have any magic items that would keep me from being hit more
You
effectively?
had mentioned that beforehand. Actually,
Flanar is actually
I-
going to go ahead and show off at least a little bit of his cloak displacement. Anything like that?
Nothing like that, I'm afraid. But I might have something for you, my friend. And he'll go over and he pulls out a number of things. First of all was that cloak of protection you'd seen before.
Which would give me a...
+1 to attack, +1 to saving throws and armor class.
Mm-hmm.
He also has a ring of protection, which is the same thing, +1 to armor class. And he goes ahead, and as he's going through, he pulls out a set of bracers. Sets them on the table and says, "These bracers are good if you don't already own a pair. They improve the defensive capabilities of people who do not partake in the use of armor."
that would be me.
Well, it
So,
sounds like a perfect thing for you.
What about your...
they
Your arm.
require... yeah, I guess might be an issue.
He actually kind of, as he's noticing this, may I see that?
Sure.
Kind of pose around closely. What is? It'll start kind of weaving his hands for a second, and you see his eyes flash as the item flash. He goes, "Where did you acquire this? This is a rather unique item. It's in a big state of disrepair, but I believe he cast Identify on your thing as well, Ezreal, correct?
Yeah.
I remember.
Has he seen the first gem that we had?
Yeah, you did. You had him identify it, and he said that it was.
It's in my palm, right?
Yeah. So as he kind of turns the palm, he's like, "Oh,
You've seen this part before. We traveled to the Underdark and got this piece.
Well, then, interesting. It's
I guess once they came into contact, the chains between them.
my, that's
developed.
quite impressive. Let me see something really quick. He'll go ahead and take the bracer. May I? Could you remove it?
Yes.
He'll go ahead and take it and kind of lay it down on the table, and as he kind of affixes the bracer in, you can actually see that the filigree almost seems to try to weave its way around it as if to integrate it into the gauntlet itself.
What the fuck?
It's just, it seems like it would work.
I'm interested then.
All right. Oh, for these braces, they'd run you a mere 1,900 gold pieces.
I can accept that.
Oh, wonderful. All right, go ahead and add bracers of defense to your thing. It gives you a +2 to your armor class while you're not wearing armor.
I have to. Is it attunement?
It is attunement.
Okay. I'm already tuned to 3 things.
You're gonna have to get rid of something.
Unless the insignia clause is.
The insignia clause is not attunement.
It's not.
No, insignia clause is one of the few
Oh.
items in this game that is not attunement.
Oh, never mind then.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else looking for anything?
I'm looking for a teacher.
A teacher? Ooh, well, that can certainly be done. What kind of things are you looking to learn? What's your speciality?
I don't really know.
Thing about her is she thinks things and then it happens, but it's not like how most. It's hard to explain.
Well, as
She seems to have a lot of luck.
someone who has harnessed the powers of divination. Oh, quite interesting. Quite an interesting school. Well, I'm sure you could, of course, tell which school I am. Take a guess. I just want to see if you can take a guess.
Enchantment.
Illusion.
David actually got it.
I figured it was that was my choice.
Yeah. It says, indeed, I'm quite the illusionist. I've trained many years to hone my craft, as you can see, and he points to the store.
So what you're saying is none of this is real, and you're just
Oh, it's
serving us
real.
bullshit.
It's real, but not at the same time. It is a manifestation of my own creation.
Sounds pretty cool. I wish I can do that.
Well, if you're looking for a teacher, what kinds of things are you looking to learn specifically? I can possibly take some time and teach you a few spells if you have the time.
I'm just not very good at getting the right thing I want out.
Such is the plight, I'm afraid. He seems to think that you're talking about having the wrong spell prepared at the wrong time.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like, how would I word it?
She's no, but not at the same time. It's
When
hard
I
to-
say that she thinks about
We-
something and then things happen.
We had Mafi analyze her when they switched over.
Yeah, I mean, but he's not really sure as to what extent it's at. Like you guys explained that, she's tampering with magic.
Is there somewhere I can plug?
He says, well, I can certainly see if I can assist you. How long do you have?
5 days.
I think
4,
something can
I
be done,
guess.
done about that. Sure. Is there any other things that you're looking for that I can get for you while you're here?
You go first, Luke.
Actually, as you're about to say something, he says, he points to you, Flanar. I may have something you can use, my bow-using friend.
Oh, great.
He goes ahead, and as he reaches into a chest, he pulls out... Takes him a second, but he pulls out this bow of beautiful elven design and sets it on the table and says, this is a piece that came to me a day ago, actually. Someone had parted with it. I'm not quite certain why. But it has a interesting enchantment on it. If you would, he'll go ahead and hold it out to you.
I'm gonna very carefully reach out for it.
As you reach out and grab it, you very quietly in your ear hear in Elvish, "Swift death to my enemies."
The fuck is this?
It is a bow that has a special enchantment that allows you to mark an individual, and it gives you benefits when using it against that individual.
Do me and Ezreal also hear this?
No, just Flanar, because he's the only one holding the bow.
No, okay, no, hold on. When you say special benefits, like
Well, it allows your shots to be more true. It also does. It also allows the arrows that you fire from it to pack a bit more of a hit.
Okay, so it's not like how I do my thing, where I look at something and I know where it is if it tries to run away. Instead, I go ahead and look at it, and it just hurts more.
Would you like to? Would you like to cast Identify, Ophelia?
Yeah, I'll do
All
it.
right. Ahem. Oath bow. Oath bow. When you knock an arrow on this bow, it whispers in Elvish, "Swift swift defeat to my enemies." When you use this weapon to make a ranged attack, you can, as a command, say the phrase, "Swift death to you who have wronged me." The target of your attack becomes your sworn enemy until it dies or until dawn 7 days later. You can only have one such sworn enemy at a time. When your sworn enemy dies, you can choose a new one after the next dawn.
Oh.
When you make a
Okay,
ranged
Bark.
attack roll with this weapon against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll. In addition, your target gains no benefit from cover, other than total cover, and you suffer
Jesus.
no disadvantage due to long range. If your
Oh.
attack hits, your sworn enemy takes an extra 3d6 piercing damage.
This is unfortunate.
While your sworn enemy lives, you have disadvantage on attack rolls with all other weapons.
It's a shame that Flower's leaving, guys, because this would be sweet.
What the fuck?
Dude,
So-
Osbo's fucking dumb.
So I'm assuming Ophelia knows this. Is Ophelia gonna say anything? Or is Ophelia just not gonna tell anything about this weapon at all?
I'm gonna let him figure it out.
What do you mean?
Jesus Christ.
So it's a bow that talks, but it's like, fucking all right. What are you asking for the price of this?
For that item, you'd be looking at 8,200 gold.
And if I were to make an exchange and I bring my longbow +1,
Looks at it. It's a very simple enchantment. I'd knock 500 gold off the price for this.
that's
That
still.
cloak, however.
Oh, damn it.
How much gold do you currently have on you?
5,553 and 9 silver pieces.
Tell you what, you're a return customer. The bow, that cloak, and 5,000 gold in this bow is yours.
God damn it. This. Oh, I better be able to find a lot of better protection, because if I get myself caught in the same shit as I did with these guys, I'm in
Why?
trouble.
What does that cloak do?
Well,
As you're looking at Flanar, Volok, because the cloak is still active, you notice that you can't fully focus on Flanar. It's almost like your eyes are constantly going double visioned as you're trying to focus on him.
Oh.
you see, the thing about this cloak, and the thing that I appreciate it, is that if someone tries to hit me, it's a lot harder for them to do it. But once they do, I tend to get stuck, and, well, whatever happens next is bullshit. And if I let this thing go, God, oh, like you see, he's basically grabbing at his hair. He's sweating bullets. He's fucking. This.
What? Dude, does it just say swift death to my enemies or what?
Once you
A
have
little bit
said,
more, but it'd be more fun if he.
I look
figured
at
it out himself.
Flanar. If you're gonna do that, I will give you the 3k gold for that.
you see Moffy actually as you're trying to make a cut over says, I will be honest, I kind of need that. That's more for me than it is for sale.
I wasn't talking to Mafia. I was talking right to.
Oh, I know, and Moffy's interjecting.
You wait. No, you need this. Are you going to be going out to fight?
More specifically, I need it to give to the High Arcanist. We're looking to improve the defensive capabilities of the military, and if I am able to get this cloak to her, it's possible she can replicate it without needing the displacement fur.
Oh God, it's one of these. Isn't it?
Okay, Lennar, how about a deal?
What's the deal you're looking for?
Give me your biggest smile and wear it for the next 5 days, and I'll tell you what it does.
Next 5 days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Shame, because I'm gonna be leaving in 2, so you can. God damn it! I'm gonna unhook the.
Right?
I'm gonna unhook the cloak and take the longbow and just fucking sit on the counter and give the 5,053 gold pieces.
It's only 5,000. He said only 5,000. You keep your 50.
Yeah.
All right, so Flanar is now the owner of an oath bow.
So
Excellent. I will get in contact with the High Arcanist immediately. And you see, as he says that, he immediately like snaps his finger and casts sending.
I'm gonna see if I can't find an oath bow or if I need to put this in. Nope, it's already in here. Cool.
Once you attune to it, you know what it does.
damn it! I thought I could gyp him.
I was really hoping if I could actually go ahead and get this sword of sharpness to actually be a lot better, but I guess not. That's not happening. I
Alright.
fucking lost my cloak too.
Yeah, that cloak would have been good on
To be fair,
You
to be fair, that was a bit of a dilemma for Flanar. I understand. I was gonna see if he gives it to the party or gives it to Mafi.
Oh yeah, but when the notice was like, "Oh, this could help the Empire," he's like, "Oh, fucking shit! I have to now."
However, as he takes the cloak, he'll look at you, Valak, and say, I do have defensive cloaks. It's not this one, but I can get you one. Although that cloak of the mountebank that you already possess, it'd be unusable.
What do you have?
Well, as I said, I have the cloak of protection. No, it's not complete yet, is it? I'm working on a mantle. It gives someone advantage when trying to avoid the damaging effects of spells. Unfortunately, it's not going to be completed for a while. However, if you're interested in it, I could hold on to it for you once it's completed. Let me see, and he starts thinking, kind of looking through his stuff.
Does that actually work against these bullets?
It's more magic itself. So, like, let's say I were to cast a spell. Let's say I were to cast a blight on you. You'd have advantage. Your body would become more hardy against it and attempt to resist its effects more. Essentially, out of game, he's talking about a mantle of spell resist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of thinks. You said you weren't looking for any other shields, so that's not really going to do anything for you.
As Mothi whispers shields, Flanar also goes, "Fuck! I forgot about the buckler too. Shit!"
This is why you need to remember your stuff, boy.
It's his fault for not going with the full 10K. He tried to be nice about it. He's
Tried to be
How much
nice.
is a buckler?
The buckler is from Tillins.
Yeah, but how much does that cost?
Probably have to find out once I go back to Tillins. Because all I said was like, "Here, I have a regular shield. Can you make this smaller?"
I mean, he also said. I mean, if I recall, he also said that probably wouldn't be possible to shrink that shield, but he could make something similar to Velox, and I believe I quoted you 150.
Well, I only have 50.
Here, Flanar,
Shame.
I give him 500 gold.
No, don't.
He looks at you,
no.
Ophelia.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "I think I might have something for you."
Ooh.
He goes back and he pulls out this very, very beautiful looking robe. And on the inside is what looks like this, almost like foil. Like, you know when you had like items with foil that just had a sheen across them?
Mm-hmm.
He opens it up and says, this set of robes has a very specific enchantment. Whenever someone tries to attack you, you can display the cloak, and it will hinder their sight momentarily and give you a better chance of getting out of the way of their attacks. It also sheds light upon your command, so you basically have a moving torch with you if you'd so choose.
How much?
For this cloak, 7,200 gold. Would you like to cast identify?
Yep.
All right, so this is a robe of scintillating colors. This robe has three charges.
Robe of scantily clad women.
This robe has 3 charges. It regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. While you wear it, you can use your action and expend 1 charge to cause the garment to display a shifting pattern of dazzling hues until the end of your next turn. During this time, the robe sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light in addition to 30-foot radius. Creatures that can see you have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, any creature in the bright light you can see that can see you when the robe's power is activated must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become stunned until the effect ends.
Ooh. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna have to think on that because I would lose all my money.
Only 7,200 of it.
Oh, my money!
We're gonna spend it at Mafi's anyways.
I'll think about it!
All right, so he'll put the robe away.
Remember, this is all day 1, so there could be a chance that she could come back. Just if you know what it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom before day 2.
Before day 2.
For day 2.
Well, is there anything else you'd be interested in?
Yes. I've been trying to make myself more defensive, but I don't think that has worked out. I think I'm just naturally susceptible to damage. If there's anything that would help me with that?
Are you looking for more defensive capabilities or more constitutional hardiness?
Hardiness, that one.
I have one thing. It's expensive though. Goes
How
ahead and goes into a book. He goes ahead and goes into his chest, and he pulls out a manual.
Oh.
Are you gonna get some book learning? Just like your boyfriend and
So-
also Aster?
He goes ahead and he puts the book on the table and says, "This book, when read, after a certain amount of time, will improve one's physical hardiness by a small amount.
And how much is this?
This would be, because of how hard it is to resell after it's been used, would be 9,300 gold."
Ooh, but more HP, Luke. You can be higher than Ophelia, finally.
How much con does it give?
It gives a +2 to con.
Increase your max con by 2.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Man, I can have an extra 100 HP. That's pretty
Come on. Balak would go to an 18.
Well, this would be Ezreal buying it for Ezreal.
I know.
I know.
I'll have to think about that. That's
Of course, I'll go put this away, and he'll take the manual and put it back in the chest.
Do
What
or
would-
die, Luke. You have a couple days to read it.
What would that do to Balak?
It
It'll
up
give you
your
12
con.
HP.
Honestly, and I'm gonna say this from a more meta-gamey standpoint, just because I have a friend named Caesar who has like a super high level 20 barbarian.
Caesar!
It's not the. It seems like a great idea on barbs, and it's not just because later on you get that +4 to both stats if you stick with barbarian, and it already exceeds what the tome could give you. But I mean, Valak
Really?
could buy it if he wanted it.
Because my con's only a 16.
Mhm. So you'd go up to an 18, and then if you never improved con again, you would have a 22 once you hit your capstone.
Oh,
You see what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
it just on a barbarian, it's good
So
for
what's
that. but
really
then-
going to 22? That's
Yeah.
not really that much of a difference from 20.
It's
Exactly.
probably would be better for spellcasters just for the fact
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they con saves.
Although Valak could buy it, you would up your armor class if you bought it, because that's not just a HP bump. That's also a +1 to your armor class.
Yeah, that too.
So it is, but it is possible. But you also already just spent a lot of money. I don't think you have enough to buy it outright.
You want to bet?
How much money do you have left?
Still over 10K?
Oh yeah, that's right. Valak doesn't spend money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valak's a
Lock his
hoarder.
money bags. I have all this money. I don't know what to do with it.
Anything else you guys are looking for?
Actually, I need to go and get that buckler repaired.
All right, so you'll go. You and
Come on.
Flanar will head off to Tillin's.
Mm,
I'm joining too because I need my shield.
All right, so you'll head off. Go and Ophelia. Is there anything else you wanted to purchase while you were here?
Like, can it be reinforced?
I do, but I don't know what it is yet, and I'll be back.
All right, Ophelia.
Debating whether or not
Yeah.
to get my what's it called? I'll come back later.
All right, so you guys will all head out.
Yeah, I'm just barely over 10K, though.
All right. Sake of brevity, just because it is getting to that time that I think we need to wrap up, because Chris, do you have to go to work today?
Yes, but I have to leave in like an hour, so we could go
Oh,
till
okay.
5 my time. So you have 30 minutes. Ish.
I thought Chris was needing to leave. Okay, so you guys
No,
will make your
next
way
week I'm fucked though.
Yeah. You guys will make your way over to Tillin's as you arrive. Tillin is kind of in the process of yelling at a number of individuals. And you actually see that Xander is in here, currently working in a corner, accompanied by a number of guards. And you see Tillin walks over to him, and he says, as he kind of looks at him, impressive. Better not be ruining any of my anvils. And Xander kind of looks down at him and he goes, oh, shut up, you bag of wind. Let me do my job. And you see Tillin, like, there's that look of, like, hatred but respect as he turns away.
Well, it seems
Um,
like those two are gonna get along really nicely.
Tillin comes
aren't
over and he says, well, look at these ugly sons of bitches. I've been done with your orders for days now.
they? Yeah, that tends to happen when you get hung up in war. How's they looking, by the way?
Everything's fine.
Uh-huh.
I assume you're here to pick up your orders.
Oh no, we're just here to
Holy
window
shit!
shop.
What is that horrid abomination on your arm, big man?
That's what I came here for.
Yeah, that needs some serious TLC. Hand it over.
I just pull it off. Here you go.
He starts looking at it. Oh god! This is it offends me. Someone
That's how
can
you
take
put it
this.
through work.
Ugh.
I put it to work. Believe me.
You clearly did. All right. All right. You need it repaired, right? It'll be
Oh
about,
yeah.
about 90 gold pieces for the repairs.
And how long?
I could get it done in about a day and a half.
Perfect.
It's not making a whole other thing. Which, by the way, he goes ahead and pulls out a buckler shield for you, Flanar. Order's done. 150 gold pieces.
Uh-huh. And I can still fire my arrows like I
Yep,
asked,
you can still
right?
fire your arrows.
Thank fuck, and I'll hand over the 150.
All right, perfect. And for you, Missy, he goes ahead and produces the shield for you.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. Just pay up.
Pay up.
All right, give him his money. Anything else you want while you're here?
Nope.
Good.
Keep admiring and keep doing your work, good man.
Mm-hmm. There's like a few beats of awkward pause. He just get out, leave.
Yep.
I don't know if he's paying attention, but I'm gonna wave to Xander.
Xander
I'm just gonna
kinda-
be like,
He's kind of in
"Can
the
you
process
reinforce
of
that?"
wiping his forehead as he looks over. He says, he just kind of gives you a head nod, and goes back to work. And what were you saying? What'd you say, Block?
I'm like, can you get some extra reinforcement in that thing?
Yeah. We'll do it up nice and pretty.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, see you in a day and a half. See you whenever you need something. Goodbye. And he'll go back and continue like ushering. All right, everybody, enough lollygagging. Back to work. Back to work. And you see, nobody was even in the process of looking up from their work.
Moment I leave Tillins, I'm just gonna go. Cloak's gone. Got Buckley though. That's a positive. Got this bow. Still having to try to figure out how that works. I am going to drink until I can't feel anything anymore.
So just Flanar normally.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I join you?
Sure, whatever. As long as you're covering your own stuff, I'm not paying for you.
Of course.
How about you, big man? You coming with or are you just
Sure,
gonna be-
why not?
All right.
So the first
I
day.
pull out that bottle
Uh-huh. Oh,
that I found down in the wine
So
cellar.
you see Valak pull out this dusty, old-looking wine bottle with a cork that has pretty much been disintegrating.
Jesus Christ, where the fuck did you have been hiding that?
In the cellar of our new home.
There. All right, so disregard paying for alcohol. I'm going to be going back to the home Ophius, and I'm going to...
I don't know if there's that much back there. I've already went through it.
So is that like the only one, or what?
I'd
I
say
think
Valak
so.
probably didn't drink through all of it, but...
I didn't drink through it all, but I went through quite a few.
Alright, so...
So has he been day drunk this entire fucking time?
he's Valak, he ain't day drunk.
He's Valak.
So I bust out. I'm like, here you go. To you.
Alright, you want to try it?
Well, yeah. of course
Alright,
I'm
so you
gonna
go ahead
try
and you
it.
pull the cork out, and as you take a sip... Ow. It feels like the inside of your mouth is melting from how fermented this wine is.
That'll put some hair on your chest.
You feel your tongue swell a bit.
What is that?
Is it really that bad?
Yeah, you fucking want to have a bit of it?
It's
know what?
going
I do.
around. Pass the bottle.
Alright, you drink it. Ow.
Smooth.
Bullshit, it's
You
smooth.
feel your tongue
I'm
swell
gonna
a
try
little
and
bit.
sneak away.
Make a stealth
Where
roll.
are you going?
Make a stealth roll, Ophelia.
Yeah, where are you going?
We're not with them though.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys kind of walked off and left them in the magic shop.
I know I'm not.
So what time does my teacher want to meet me at?
We'll say later on in the night, Mafi will call you back, and you guys will kind of begin the process of first of all figuring out what you meant.
Mhm.
And I'd like you to make me an intelligence roll.
Alright. Straight intelligence. Let's go. Sheet. No, not you, not you. You. No.
Natural
lucky
one.
it.
You
not.
can. It is a roll.
19. There you go.
Jesus Christ, double nat once. Oh, all right.
Whoa.
So you'll begin the process of kind of relearning how to kind of focus your magic under stressful situations, which, by the way, stressful situations is...
Include he's throwing fireball at me?
Is Muffy using altered reality to summon a massive wolf to chase you around that you cannot damage.
Christ.
Bobby
What?
don't fuck around.
That's the best way to learn.
Welcome to Moffy's boot camp. How
Welcome
did
to
we go?
Muffy's boot camp. Tomorrow we hang you by your toes and teach you meditation.
Bear in mind, this is the same individual that looked at Pilar and said, "Put on a maid's outfit, and we're gonna be working for me."
Man, I wish I could have seen that part.
You did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say, sake of brevity here, David, go ahead and give me a couple of intelligence rolls. Give me 2 more intelligence rolls.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
21.
Do you want to lucky that last one?
Yeah, I'll lucky that last
All
one.
right.
Yeah. That's bad.
All right, so not perfect. You still are having trouble with some spells, but for the most part, you're managing to keep it down. Any of like your higher level stuff, like your 5th level or 6th level stuff, will still require a check. But 4th and lower, you can cast no problem,
Okay.
even under stress.
Mm-hmm.
Flanar.
Yep.
Second day, you go to meet with the general. There is a conversation had. The general is not directly involved in these conversations. It's a lot of grunt work that are kind of taking you through the process of improving your station. You are essentially brought up as the second in command to the general.
Fuck.
Temporarily, as his last second in command died a horrible, painful death in Arcala.
Oh, I think I know who his second command was.
You with that station, you are given a set of mithril half plate, which is half plate, so 15 plus your dexterity up to a max of 2. And you do not get disadvantage from wearing this on stealth for wearing this armor. He would gift you with a heavier longbow, but you already have an oath bow, so he doesn't need that. He doesn't need to give you that.
So unequip leather, put on the other one. And you say it's half plate plus what?
It's half plate. It's mithril half plate.
Okay, it's just half plate.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you
Nothing
should have a
extra.
17 armor class now, I believe?
It showed up as 17, yes?
It should be a little bit higher. He has a buckler too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
I do have a
+2
buckler.
plus 2 from the shield, which is more or less almost like a if you guys ever played Monster Hunter World,
Yeah.
how the slinger is designed, it's more or less that, just just slightly bigger and enough that you can put it up and defend yourself at different points.
Yeah.
So you should have a 19 armor class now, much better than what you had before.
Yep.
You're also gifted with boots of elven kind.
Ooh.
And you're new, and you are now labeled as second in command to the general. With that position comes the ability to command troops around the continent, as well as improve your own living situation here in the Empire.
Uh-huh.
Manor Flanar.
And
No.
and of course, you get paid more, as being a part of the military is a paid position.
Uh-huh.
3 gold a day.
It's more like 47 gold a day.
That's fine. That's
It's
fine.
honestly pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the general makes almost 100 plus a day. Almost 100 plus for his position. It's more like it's paid on a monthly basis. So basically, it's basically like a monthly paycheck that you get. And that's what you're gifted with, as you, I presume, accept the position.
Yes, and it'll be a debate at later levels, quote-unquote later levels, whether or not he'll keep up with the focus on Ranger or if he's going to put in some levels of Rogue. But we'll see what happens with him later on down the road, if I ever get to meet him again.
So are you getting rid of him in this moment, at this juncture?
At this moment, Flanar
Or are
will
you going
have
to request Flanar to try to tag along with the favored few for the time being?
The only thing that Flanar would probably ask is what is the coordination between what are the fair few are doing versus what later plans are for
The general will address you as you bring this to him and say, well, for right now, it seems like we're going to be heading a small operation towards Black Hollow, as we want to get some scouts in to report as to what is going on before we commit any more heavy infantry to an invasion force, as we're still not 100% certain as to the extent of Rome's capabilities in terms of military power. Strathmore will be sending ambassadors, disguised as merchants, making their way across the continent to meet with these families, to see if we can convince any of them to begin quietly aiding the Empire.
All right. So at the very least, those areas are going to be taken care of. Either one specifically, will I be deigned and
If
keep an
you
eye on?
choose, well, if in this situation, I figured your skills are much more adept in combat. After the scouts report, you will be assisting in the march towards Black Hollow, taking out any brotherhood you find along the way, and eventually, and hopefully, overtaking Black Hollow.
Well, if the reports are correct, then this individual known as Viper, who's a member of Rome, maybe I'll get to try to capture them. But if I can't, then at the very least, I'll give it my damnedest, as I always do.
It is going to take a little bit for the scouts to report back to us, though, and I understand you were considering accompanying the favored few. As long as you can be back here within a couple weeks' time, you should be all right.
It's never a guarantee with them. It's from previous experiences, it tends to be they move into one plan and then somehow immediately go into another, and it will go for days on end. I can't necessarily trust their judgment skills, but they get their work done. As much as I respect them, unfortunately, I will be dutiful with this position that's been handed to me. Thank you.
Very well. If that's the case, we'll begin going over plans over the next few days of where we're going to be deploying scouts. Different areas that I've seen along the established rivers seem to have some sort of protrusions that may serve well as a defensive position
Alright.
for future encampments. So Jordan, you're departing Flanar from the favored few? Alright, so the second day, Flanar leaves.
So if he was going to be leaving, I would have gave him a cask of ale to go.
Alright.
Take the
You
one
guys
right
would
out
like
of
to
my
say
bag of
say your
gold.
goodbyes before Flanar makes his way to accept his new position.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him, extend my arms. Just kind of look at him.
Are you going to, like, cautiously open up the arms and approach with an awkward hug?
I'll hug him.
Yeah. It's one of those hugs where it's like someone who doesn't know really how to give a hug, so he's kind of like he's draped one of his arms over your shoulder and the other one is like weirdly like across the torso as he's just kind of
Yeah.
hugging.
It's a good attempt, Luna.
Don't.
Don't
Thank you.
patronize me.
Thank you. Shit. Well, as much as I hate losing that cloak, I was planning on actually giving that shit away to him, and I'll point you over to Morton. Especially if he's going to be running up front and doing as he's done. Probably would have
Much
been
for my
good for you
thing.
too, big man, but shit happens. I don't know, maybe if you're lucky, you can try to earworm Mafia into letting him give it back, but if it's supposed to help the Empire maybe get more of them out there for some of the higher ups, then maybe it's for the best.
All right.
I don't know how to do these goodbye things. Just goodbye. I'll see you possibly never. Yeah, that'll work, and I'll.
I'm sure we'll run into you again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Flanar's just kind of awkwardly shuffling away from the conversation.
But by that point, it's like I do try to like pick up the cask of ale. Realize it's probably like a little too heavy, and
Let's see. It has 30 drinks left in it.
That's still pretty heavy.
you know what? No, forget. No, I don't. Thanks, big man, but that's all you.
Okay.
a few awkward beats before
Put it
Flanar
back in
turns to
the
start
bag
walking
of
again.
coldings.
Back out of go. God, even with the serious characters, I can't get away with looking like an idiot.
I mean, that's the point.
That's the
He
plight of
looks-
low charisma characters, man.
Yeah.
All right, so unless there's anything else anybody wants to do over these next 5 days, I know Ezreal got her checks.
I'll just eventually
I'd-
head back.
Can I buy one thing though?
Go ahead.
I would like to buy that ring of spell storos.
The Ring of Spell Storing, 2,200 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'll
kept
take.
going to the bathroom and giving up my chances.
All right, go.
Yeah.
All right, go, Chris.
I will
Ring
have
is
at the second and third night after Flanar is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Gotten up at about 5 a.m. Left a note on the floor outside of my room
Uh-huh.
saying I need to take care of something. Watch Bosco.
Okay.
I will then be heading to the castle,
To the palace, you mean?
the palace, cast
Okay.
the same fucking thing. And I am looking for the High Arcanist.
You would know that the High Arcanist does not reside in the palace.
Oh,
The High Arcanist resides in a tower that's about a 30 minutes journey from the palace
okay.
by
I will
horse.
go there. By horse. So very
Ride the
far.
horse.
So about an hour and a half
Go
walk.
rent a horse.
So about an hour and a half walk.
I'm fast.
An hour.
Okay.
All right, so you will make your way to the tower, and as you arrive, you see that same spiraled tower that ascends to a point, and you see the doorway, the arcane gateway. Actually, you don't, because it would be closed at this point. So you see the door shuttered.
Do I knock on the door?
Do you go knock on the door?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that's the exact sound, just flesh on flesh. The tower is a mimic the whole time. Ah!
You wait about 15 minutes before you see the archways.
Did I wake her up?
And the gateway flashes to life for a moment as what comes out is a small Kenku looking very tired in a set of robes. Looks up at you.
And did I wake you up?
Wake you up.
Yeah, I'll just assume it's yes.
Yes.
Is Silver Hawk here?
Silverhawk here.
Should I probably wait a couple hours before I'm gonna guess she's asleep.
Shakes his head.
No? Interesting. Okay. May I speak to her?
He turns and walks back through the gateway and it shuts off.
This is interesting. This is...
This is what you get, bitch.
About 10 minutes of awkwardly standing there, the Kenku reappears as the gateway comes to life and he motions his hand as he walks back through.
Okay, I'll go follow him.
As the gateway shuts behind you, you hear squeeps. No, I'm joking. You are escorted through what you had seen before was a workshop. However, it is quiet right now, except for one desk which someone is currently busy at work on, which, as you approach, you see the High Arcanist. As the Kenku approaches, you hear in her voice say, guest, and turns and goes back to his room. And as she's kind of finishing writing a few things down, she looks over. Hello? Morton, was it?
I guess I don't remember actually using my phone. I guess you would have.
It's not, you did not. The Emperor let me know as you are going to be doing further work with us, you and your group.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I've come with a couple of requests. I
Of course.
know it's early, and this has been on my mind.
Oh, I've been
for
awake
a
for
couple of days.
quite a few hours. Elves. I'm sure you understand.
I gathered that once I didn't think about it when I left. I would ask my friends for help with some of this, but there's a couple of things that I don't want them to know about.
All right.
Firstly, do you happen to have the ability to use the spell scrying?
I do, yes.
I don't know exactly how it works, but I think my friend Ezreal knows, but I don't want her to know.
What exactly did you need me to scry on?
I would like to know not necessarily where a person is, but if they're alive.
All right, and who's that?
She would be going by the name Moonseeker.
I'm not familiar with anyone by that name. Do you have any objects?
Yes. Give me just a second. I'll take the necklace off that has the locket that has the picture of my wife and daughter in it, and I'll pry it open and pull out an actual photo from said locket. And underneath will be an etching of that person.
No, sure. I'm checking.
This was hers, and I don't know if it helps, but that is her.
It would help actually. Let's see. Let's see for that. Possession or garment gives her a -4 to the roll. -4 to the
I was curious as to if the photo also counts.
It's one item that works. It doesn't
That's
constantly reduce
that's fine.
the DC.
That's understandable.
All right, so she'll go ahead and take 10 minutes setting up the scrying ritual. And as she concentrates for a moment, she kind of sits for a moment and concentrates. It's about 10 minutes before she comes back, before she opens her eyes. Says, this individual, I've seen them. I am not quite sure where they're residing, but it's odd. It's the first time I've seen actual vegetation outside of the Empire. She appears to be in the process of attempting to restore bits of life.
I assume that's what she'd been doing. Oh.
You seem happy.
Kind of. It's complicated, but
she was speaking to another individual as well, as I noticed. It was this brown furbolg? Kind of on the tall end. Had this odd fungal growth on her clothing.
She's been through here. When we went through the gateway a month or so ago, I don't
believe Hildy was with you guys when that happened.
No, she was there. That's how she
was.
She was there.
Part
She
of
just
the
didn't
transport.
go through.
No, she was there. She went through, and that
was the last day that. Yeah.
She went through, but she didn't meet anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the day where Flar looked around and went, "Where's the mistake?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually doesn't know. Who Hildy is, but based on the description as she gives it, you get the sense she's talking about Hildy.
God, that's weird. I know both of them. Oh, I mean, I guess I just wanted to know if she was alive. But
What's your relation to this person, if you don't mind my asking?
I'd rather not bring it up. It's kind of bad memories.
Very, very well.
It's. I'm sorry.
That's not much problem. But yes, she seems to be well.
Okay. The other thing I was hoping you could help me with is I wanted to pick up a skill. I've come to the realization that I don't have a lot to do in my downtime, and I noticed that my party sustains quite a need for potions.
Well, I do have some books I could loan you. I myself do not practice the art of alchemy or creation of potions. I study it, like their components, but I don't know myself how to create them. But we do have a number of books I could loan you.
That would be appreciated.
Of course. She'll start kind of. She kind of reaches down onto the table, and as she grabs a bell, she rings it really quick, and it lets off this gong, gong, gong. It almost sounds like it's a handbell, but it sounds like almost like she's ringing a gong. And you see this shadow begin to kind of form in the floor for a moment as it starts to lift up. You see stretching this spiked looking devil. It starts stretching.
Come on, this early in the morning I was sleeping.
She's out. Yeah, yes. Just and she starts writing a couple of things down. Just fetch these books for me, please. And she just takes the paper and just starts walking off. Look for some stuff. He'll be back in a moment.
I know this is kind of sudden of all of this, but I was thinking maybe I could repay you in some way.
Oh, that's...
I kind of assume that you don't have a lot of free time with everything that's going on.
I'm quite busy, yes.
If there's any sort of thing you need me to go, I figured I can go out and find any supplies you'd need. Or... I don't know a lot about magic.
I'll tell you what.
To be perfectly honest.
If you are interested, one thing that might be interesting, you recovered some blood from some of those creatures. It might actually serve to my benefits to have more bodies to research. If you could possibly bring back any of those, any corpses of the creatures, or even better, if you can bring one back alive, that would greatly aid in my research.
Oh, I mean, I'll try, but...
It's asked, and I just figured it to be the quickest thing.
That's fair.
At which point you hear like the slumping of feet as you see that spine devil return with books on it, with carrying a set of books.
Here you go.
It's, wonderful. And she kind of waves her hand for a moment, and you see a piece of raw meat appear in her hand as she tosses it to the thing. Tosses the thing and eats it. And she chuckles. She goes,
I ain't no dog, okay? You'll feed me anything.
You and I both know that that's a load of crap. Well, thank you for your service. You can go back to sleep now.
You don't tell me what to do, but I am gonna go back to sleep.
As you watch as that shadow on the floor begins to form and the thing just seems to sink in.
An interesting creature.
Oh yes, he owes me quite a few favors, so he's had residence here for a little while.
I guess I won't bother you any longer.
Oh, it's quite alright. And by the way, you've been brought back a stack of about 9 books.
Holy fuck. Okay, now I just have to read these. Oh. Will the bird take me back out?
Yes. I can lead you back out, please. And she'll go ahead and she'll lead you to the gate, and with a wave of her hand, you see the gateway reactivate.
Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome. Please, come back whenever... Oh, pardon me. Come back whenever you need something.
Yeah. Books.
All right, so you walk out with it, holding a bunch of books. Anything else anybody wants to do?
I still have to make my checks.
Yes, go ahead and roll your checks.
Go hunting.
It's 9 and an 11.
So 2 failure.
Insert steel beam joke here. 5 and a 2.
4 failure.
All right.
Ooh. 11 and a 17.
All right, so you have 1 success on your cooking utensils.
As a 7 and a 15.
2 successes on your cooking utensils.
7 and a 13.
You get 2 successes on your cooking utensils. You just cannot get the fine art of wood crafting.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
Would I know how long it would take or how many more successes it would take to be?
I'm recording it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
Don't
slow
worry.
process, I told you.
This is a
what
process.
happens.
I know it's a process. I'm just wondering.
Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do.
Hunting.
Flanar or Volok, make me a survival roll.
Yeah, right.
That bad?
Sadly, the hunt
I'm too drunk.
it goes unabated, as in your drunken stupor. You don't even manage to get out of the gates of the Empire before guards come and escort you back to your home.
Goddamn boars!
And you're just
And you see me carrying the boar head.
He has the boar head on his
yeah,
head.
Volok's like, I killed this. It's clearly on like a placard and everything. I killed this. Me.
Was a worthy opponent.
Anything else, anybody?
And just regather my stuff, and I'm good.
I am going to want to do some things.
All right, Chris.
I just want to attempt to figure out what basic supplies I need and then
make
go
an
to
intelligence
Mafis
roll.
and get them. Oof.
Yeah, bitch.
It's not actually that bad. I believe. Level +1. Yeah, 14.
14. The basics of alchemy were originated in. It literally reads like a terribly written textbook. It's so dull and mundane.
I'm gonna skip this.
You skipped the step how to do alchemy.
Damn it! No, I'm not.
It's like I'm gonna skip
try.
this chapter. Go to chapter 2. So now that you've properly mixed the components together and have established a proper workstation.
Don't forget to get the phone. What?
We'll say yeah. You managed to understand. You need you at basic need an alchemy kit, which can be purchased.
And if you have enough money, you could actually make your own alchemy room.
Which is 50 gold pieces for an alchemy kit, as well as basic starting supplies. So I need you to go ahead and make me for the next 3 days. Go ahead and make me 3 intelligence rolls as you attempt to learn the basics of alchemy.
7. 17. At 19.
All right. So the first night, so the first day, as you guys are getting ready to get up in the morning and go about your day, you find Goo fast asleep with his hand over an alchemy set and a book open that he is severely drooled on.
Gross.
Real life.
Is there a blanket nearby?
He wakes up as soon as you rouse him.
Okay.
The second day, Goo, you begin learning the basics of how to put components into the proper beakers and how to label things properly.
Yay.
The third day,
You learn
unfortunately,
basic
it
lab
was a
safety.
DC 20, as this is something completely out of your wheelhouse. You start to mix components as you guys are kind of hearing some ruckus coming from one of the rooms as Goo is in the process of kind of grabbing different components and putting them together as he's reading through the book. He's like, I got this. He takes a bit of baking powder, puts it into a beaker, takes some vinegar, pours it in, and he starts mixing. He's like, I got it. The beaker begins overflowing and pouring out onto his arm and hand.
We need a mini volcano. Yeah.
This is how alchemy works.
Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?
Ophelia, what would you like to do over the few days?
So, first off, I would like to buy a 1,000 gold focus finally.
All right, so you pay 1,000 gold for a scrying focus.
And in the middle of the night, I would like to sneak into the theater, lock the doors, and start like creating plays and reenacting random shit.
Aw, it's adorable.
Fucking nerd.
Did you want to use scrying at any point to look at anything? Since you do have the
Last
focus?
day, yeah.
All right, what did you like to scry on?
My family.
Okay. Who specifically in your family?
Mom.
Your mom?
Yep.
So you put together the ritual, and as you focus for a moment... Yeah, no. Not one. She does not resist your effect at all.
She doesn't even know.
Yeah. You kind of close your eyes, and you push your mind forward as you... What time of day about are you doing this?
Probably somewhere around the afternoon.
As you push on, you can see that your mother is in the process of speaking to who you can only assume to be your father. She says, I just don't know. Ruffians have been taking everything. Do we have enough? And you hear your father go, just muffled, says, we'll get by. We get enough regulars that it shouldn't run business down too much. Says, and you see she goes silent for a moment. Is there any way we could maybe pay some of the military to protect the place? And he says, I would if I could, but with funds as they are, we can barely keep open. And as she kind of goes quiet for a moment, she stands there kind of rubbing her arm. We do have a few things we could sell. And there seems to be a look of recognition on her face, of an unspoken recognition. He says, that's last resort. We don't go to that unless we have to. And right now, we don't have to. She says, oh, all right, if you say so. As she kind of starts walking, you see her meandering the upper floor, which you know to be your guys' living area. You see she passes a set of rooms, and she kind of stops and turns, kind of staring at one of the doors. Make a perception roll for me.
Okay. Let's see here. Where is my sheet? That is not the correct sheet. That is not the correct tab. I'll just reopen roll 20. Come on, roll 20.
Damn it, David.
I'm sorry.
Just keep it open, damn it.
I have like 50 tabs. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is brought to you by Fortnite.
Quack.
Quack.
Whack.
17. So as you're kind of sitting there and watching, you see her hand as she's looking. You recognize the door as the door to your room, as she kind of reaches a hand over and just gently puts her hand on it. You see she kind of shakes for a moment as her eyes kind of go down to the doorknob, and as she goes to reach for it, there's a moment of hesitation before she pulls her hand away and continues walking. You see she starts making her way down the staircase. And then you hear another voice. do you put up with this? Why do you torture yourself with these ideas? You know they're not going to stop until you've lost everything. You know they will make sure that they get rid of everything you have. But I could change that. And you see her kind of rubbing her head. It's still not real. I need to get these thoughts out of my head. And she'll start pushing on, at which point you see, as she turns away, a shadow begin to rise up against the wall. That same figure that you'd seen before, as the memories start to flood back from that night. You see that same shadow and that big toothy maw appear in the wall, and a single eye that opens in the middle as it looks up at the sensor, and with one of its claw hands just kind of gives a subtle wave towards it before the vision vanishes and you find yourself rocketed back. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and leave off for tonight.
All right.
Ezreal, I know you probably want to buy one of those things so you can add a 1,000 gold piece amulet to your inventory.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The dawn thing, yeah.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and expend the gold, and you go ahead and add the components as you need them. So yeah, we'll end that. We'll pick up the session next Saturday. And see.
Lennar will not be there. Yeah. Nakax will not be there.
Nobody will be there.
I will be there for an hour, and then they call me to work ridiculous times.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. And good night.
Twitter @FallAsTheyMay. YouTube.
Bye.
We have YouTube.
Not
Facebook
yet.
Let me
whatever.
chill. I think that's it.
All right. Good night, everyone. Good night, guys.